Just give me 1 minute, folks. My team is calling me. Just give me. Yeah, folks. Sorry, actually, I have to coordinate with my team because we just allowed only less number of batches. So I just asked my team to which number of batches we are allowing today. Nothing else. Yeah. Okay. Now, I believe close to 7 to 8 batch folks are only joined the previous batches, not the entire 40, because we cannot accommodate entire 40 batch students in the limit, in the meeting limit. So we restricted ourselves to allow only certain number of batch folks actually. So I believe whoever got the notifications, you are allowed. But for the upcoming session, you may not be allowed. So we're just restricting our limit. So if all together comes in, so batch 41 gets affected. So I don't want them to get affected. So we just put only for the limited number of folks here. All right. So yeah. So fine. Batch 40 joined. Batch 40.
Yes, I.
Yes, I.
Yes,
Yeah.
I.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back.
Thank
40.
you, Sai.
Batch 40. How are you, Prem?
Fine, Sai. How are you, Sai?
Going on, Prem.
Yeah, actually, missed your voice, Sai, every
It's
weekend.
my voice. See, I think you are the only person who gives me a genuine statements. Thank you, Prem, for that. Anyway,
And
yeah. I believe 39 also got the notifications. I don't remember. 39 got notifications.
Yeah, hi
Hmm?
Sai.
Yes, I.
Yeah. Who is it? Sorry. I mean, okay,
Hi,
Shashikala.
Sai.
May I know who is it?
Yes, I.
Sai, batch
Sikala, sir.
25.
25. Your full name? Sorry, I
Sai
just see only
Chen.
Sai. Sai Chan. Okay, okay. How are you,
Yeah,
Sai Chan? Are you good?
good, good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Anand Oja also joined. How are you, Anand? I think 28 batch, right? It's been a while. So I know
Yeah,
we are meeting every 3 months once, I know, uh, with old batches. But not all the batches. I cannot get a chance to meet many of the batches because, uh, as I told you, we're restricting our limits as we. Uh, folks, all of you, please put as join in the respective batch groups, please. Please put as join in the respective batch groups, please. All of you, please put as join in the respective batch groups. Please. Many folks are not doing it. Just for our records, folks. Right? So please put as join in the respective batch groups, please. All of you. Yeah. All right. So I know from 39 join. 39 batch.
Yes, Sai.
Yes, I.
Oh, Akash.
Hi
How are you,
Sai.
Akash?
Fine, Sai. How are you?
Good, good, good. So how is the
Fine.
new job? I mean, everything settled?
Not yet, Sai. Trying to settle. They are using like 70% Scala
Close
and
to
30% Spark.
close to 3 months, right? You are
2 months, Sai.
2 months. You joined 2 months to a company.
Yeah,
Okay. That's
they
fine.
are
See,
using more
first
Scala.
3 to 4 months is very crucial, Akash.
Hmm.
Just ensure on that. Very, very crucial. Spend extra time. Getting an
Yeah.
offer is not simple thing since getting surveyor is the next challenge. So I believe you are doing it well. Yeah. So yeah, fine. So yeah, thanks for joining, folks. I know when we met, we usually meet on buff when the new concepts comes into picture, right? So today we are going to see another major topic, right? So these are some of the topics old batch folks obviously aware, like API data reads and everything. But the change today is we are going to discuss about majorly towards on PySpark, right? The whole execution happened towards PySpark. I know till batch 40 we majorly saw Scala Spark, but today we are going to see PySpark as 41 has PySpark major, right? So with respect to the AWS functionalities also, for example, I'm telling you, okay, compared to other batches, what something new we are going to see. I'll write the architecture. What something new we are going to see. Number one is PySpark. PySpark EMR execution. Okay. PySpark EMR execution. Yeah. Secondly, I believe we have not seen step functions. Any of the old batches, did we see step functions? Any of the old batches? Just asking.
No, Sai.
No. Step execution is different. Functions are different. We have seen Lambda, we saw Airflow, we saw CLI export. But step functions is something I'm introducing for batch 41 predominantly, right? That you can see this, like majorly is for step functions. And Elasticsearch. I believe these three you would have not seen it. Old batches. Actually, I'm just addressing old batches. For batch 41, everything is new. I know that. But for the old batches, we have these three topics are pretty new, right? So that will get started now. But old batch folks, I want to use the same pipeline, but not entire different. 50% to 60%, I'm going to use the same pipeline. Snowflake. We are going to use Snowflake. We are going to use API. We are going to use S3. But because that's the best sources I can build you and can show you, let the sources be same. but the orchestration changes, target changed, as well as the code. Obviously, EMR code has changed, right? It's not a scalar spark, it's Pyspark from batch 41. But it's quite, see, as usual, the orchestration and the entire data pipeline is going to be new, basically. We're going to use a very new data pipeline ultimately, right? For 41 folks. Before I start today's session, right? Before we start today's session, I would like to give you some instructions. This is for batch 41. Batch 41, can I get a yes? Can I get a yes?
Yes,
Yes,
Sai.
Sai.
Yes,
This is for you.
Yes, Sai.
This is for you,
Yes,
Yes,
Sai.
right? Definitely, today's session would be overwhelming. All right. I'm not saying it is tough. We are going to learn a lot. Today's session could be overwhelming a bit. That means many concepts we'll see in a single day. First of all, don't worry. I like to say don't worry. Why? Tomorrow, we are going to do the same. But quite different, quite advanced, so quite more deep. Right? Batch 41, I'm telling you, right? Definitely today's session would be quite big, quite overwhelming. Right? But I'll do my best to simplify it as much as I can. I'll try to simplify it as much as I can, all of you. But the only thing is like, tomorrow, don't worry, first of all, tomorrow we'll definitely go a bit deeper. The other batch folks already know this. Partially, they already know it. They can easily catch up things. But for batch 41, you are something new for this orchestration as data pipeline. It could be quite high for you, but don't worry, I'll try to maximum simplify it. That's the reason last week I handled one outline of execution, actually. Hope you remember that. But first of all, don't worry. Tomorrow we'll see the same session. Whatever you're going to see today, tomorrow we are going to see a bit more deeper, right? It's quite a big data pipeline, folks, which includes S3, which includes Snowflake, which includes EMR, which includes Elasticsearch, which includes step functions, right? Which includes PySpark coding. It's quite a bigger one. But I'll try to simplify it as much as possible. I'll do my best. 41 folks, definitely for this concept, you need 2 sessions for a perfect understanding. Today and tomorrow is the day, right? Because tomorrow we already built your resume. So tomorrow we are going to upload it. So definitely you may have to sit with these concepts for sure. Definitely you have to sit with these concepts for sure. All right. We'll discuss it further anyway. Now, as a part of today, old batch folks are aware of that pipeline already, but it's quite a different pipeline comparatively. Orchestration tool is different. The target system has different. All right. So yeah, before I start today's session, logic is same for old batches also. Please, please, please do not go on mute. Please do not go on mute. All right. Unnecessarily don't go on. The logic is same. Etiquette should be same. If you feel that you're not able to mute yourself and everything, you can leave the meeting. Right? Please. Yeah. So why old batch? All right. Why we always send when for once in every 3 months we have the interaction with the old batches, because we introduce a new tool, introduce a new concept. For every batch, we introduce new concepts. For this batch 41, we introduced many. PySpark got introduced a lot, and step functions is a new guy. Elasticsearch is a new guy, right? So I want to orchestrate the data pipeline having all these AWS tools so that you can easily able to catch it, you can easily able to understand it, basically. All right. Now, I'll put the data pipeline first. As I told you, 50 to 50% of the data pipeline is same what we executed last time, old batches. New 41 batch, it's new for you. Everything is new for you, I know. But old batch folks, the sources I kept the same. The target, orchestration, and the code changed. All right. That I tell you, because that's the best example I can take. Same sources is the best example I can take. All right. Please watch, all of you. Now, what does this entire data pipeline is going to have? It's quite a big data pipeline. Let me tell you what this entire data pipeline has. As we have, the entire data pipeline is going to get executed in the cloud environment. AWS cloud environment. All right. In this AWS cloud, we are going to use S3 storage, and we are going to have Snowflake mounted on AWS, right? Snowflake, which is mounted on AWS. We are going to have Web API data, right? Web API data is the best data for all possible scenarios. As usual, old batch folks knows about it. And we are going to have complete PySpark execution, right? We are going to have a complete PySpark execution, not Scala Spark. Next, we'll be having a step function orchestration. Some of the old batches got Lambda orchestration. Some of the old batches got Airflow orchestration. Other batch folks got CLI Expo orchestration. But the new guy who's getting introduced for batch 41 is step function orchestration. Then we are going to have Elasticsearch as a target system, right? Yeah, we have another targets also, but I just want to write the components which are involved in today's data pipeline. Batch 41, folks, whatever I'm going to explain, I'll iterate it 2 to 3 times so that you'll get more idea about, right? About how to start and how to end, right? You'll get a more idea about how to start and how to end. But please focus, you have to understand at the first attempt itself. Please understand, we have to go ahead with the first attempt itself. Let's see how that work. All right. 41 folks, are you clear so far? All of you are with me so far? Yes.
Yes, Sai.
Right.
Yes,
So focus. I try to maximum to utilize it, maximum try to show it, right? But follow each and every point which I'm going to mention. That will simplify things. All batch folks, one thing I like to tell you, the logic is same for you also. We only selected batches to take today's session. It's not like you can join anytime or leave anytime. That's the same logic, because obviously, right? Obviously. So we didn't force anyone, but at the same time, I should not see people are leaving. The logic is same. Etiquettes don't change. All right. So only selected folks we selected, and we posted to individual messages also. So ensure you're utilizing it. I should not see any in between leaving and getting the excuses. Please, folks. All right. With your interest, you joined. Ensure that you are do it till the end of the session. Utilize the opportunity. Yeah. So these are the today's data pipeline components: AWS Cloud, S3, Snowflake on AWS, Web API, PySpark execution with step function orchestrations on Elasticsearch. All right. Now, how the data pipeline work? Almost the data pipeline is same, what we have seen for the old batches. But as I told you, PySpark, those 3 things would change, right? So, because that sources are one of the best sources I can keep. Because what are the sources we saw last week? One is cloud storage, other one is a warehouse, other one is an API, right? Today, NoSQL also. The new guy who is getting introduced is a NoSQL database, which is Elasticsearch. All right. 41 folks, focus now. We are going to see a data pipeline with 3 sources. All right. Have a check with 3 sources. The first source is going to be Amazon S3. The first source is going to be an Amazon S3. We have S3 data already available, right? The second source is Snowflake. All right. We have Snowflake available. Next source would be Snowflake, which is a warehouse. S3 is a cloud storage. Snowflake is a cloud warehouse, data warehouse. And the third source would be Web API data. All right. Which is a very common URL we use because that has a lot of understanding. So we'll use 3 components as our source. So have a check. In this entire data pipeline, from source to destination, we have 3 sources: S3, Snowflake, and Web API. S3, Snowflake, and Web API. right? Other batch, you remember the same sources we used for you also? Sources are same. You remember? Old batch? Basically.
Yes, I.
Yeah. So
Yes,
three
I.
sources we have. Three sources we have. Remember that, all of you? Right? So in these three sources, the data is already available. I kept it available. Already the data is available. In S3, I kept the data. Snowflake, I already created. Web API data is already available for us. Now, as a part of this source, all right, we are going to use Pyspark jobs. All right. We are going to use Pyspark jobs. For this execution, we are going to use Pyspark as a code. All right. For this execution, we are going to use Pyspark as a processing or data ingestion or data extraction tool, where Pyspark is going to extract the data from all the three sources. All right. All the three sources. Right. From S3, from Snowflake, and also from Web API. From all the three sources, Spark would consume the data, and PySpark will write the data to the intermediate storage system. Right? Intermediate storage system. Here we are going to have the intermediate storage as S3 itself. Folks, intermediate system is same for all batches, whatever we saw. Right? The major difference so far is a PySpark. The major difference is PySpark. All right. So once we read the data from S3, Snowflake, and Web API, we are going to process respective data and write the intermediate data to intermediate S3 storage. All right. Now, from this S3 storage, we are going to run one master job. All right. From this S3 storage, we are going to run one master job, one master PySpark job. All right. We are going to run one big master PySpark job who will consume data from all the three intermediate data. Who will consume data from all the three intermediate data. All right. It will consume data from all three intermediate data and finally write the processed data. All right. Finally, it will write the processed data to two destinations, two targets. One of the targets is S3. One of the targets are S3. The last target, which is a new guy, right? In our today's pipeline is, who is the new guy? All of you? We are going to use
Elasticsearch.
Elasticsearch. Elasticsearch is your new target person who will be introducing, to whom we're going to write the data, right? This is a whole data pipeline, folks. I believe everyone could be able to understand that, right? So far, yes. 41 folks can able to understand this, the entire data pipeline.
Yes.
Yes.
First, we have three sources. First, we have three sources. Number one is S3. Second one is Snowflake. And the third guy is Web API. Then I'm going to use PySpark for all the three jobs. What PySpark will do, it will reach out to the S3, Snowflake, and Web API, right? It will reach to all this, and it will write the intermediate data to, intermediate S3 storage, right? Intermediate S3 storage. Anmol, stay on mute, please. Samaya, stay on mute, please. Right? All right. So we are going to write the intermediate S3 storage to the, we're just going to write intermediate S3 storage. All right, all of you. That's the goal. One second. Yeah, Gomati, can you remove the access for? Okay, I got it. Yeah, thank you, Padmashri. I have to revoke you. Yeah, fine. I removed the access. I removed from group also, Padmashri. Yeah. Now have a check here, folks. I have to write I have three sources. All right. I have three sources. I'll trigger a PySpark job to consume data from all the three sources and write the intermediate data to intermediate S3 storage. Intermediate S3 storage. Then I will run one master PySpark job who will consume the data from all the individual S3 intermediate data. And finally, it will write the data from two targets. One is S3, other one is Elasticsearch. Are you clear so far? 41 folks can able to understand the entire data pipeline
Yes,
so
sir.
far.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, Sai.
But there is one guy who is going to orchestrate the entire data pipeline. There is one guy who is going to orchestrate the entire data pipeline, which is nothing but AWS step function. Who is it, folks? It's going to be AWS step functions, right? So far, we didn't see step functions at all. Any of the batches, we have not covered step function. So this guy is someone new to us, for all of them, for all the batches. Step function is something very new for all of you. Maybe S3, the data pipeline, there are changes. Instead of Scala Spark, we're using PySpark today. We didn't cover Elasticsearch before. And step function is something very new for you. That we'll be seeing the orchestration. As I told you, all batches, instead of using step functions, I believe you should have used Airflow or Lambda or CLI export. But step function is something very new I'm introducing for batch 41. That's the reason we're connected today. And also, I want to show you the PySpark execution, Elasticsearch integrations along with it. Folks who are old batches, any of your projects are using Elasticsearch? Who connected today? Any of your projects are using Elasticsearch? Basically.
Yes,
No.
sir. My
Yes,
project
Sai.
has.
Any of your projects? Yes, I just need if
Yes,
anyone yes,
sir.
you can answer.
Yes,
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, it's slowly it is getting its popularity. I mean, not slowly, it is very successful NoSQL DB. But Elasticsearch is something which is very peculiar NoSQL DB we're going to have. Folks, one last iteration. Old batch folks, please bear with me. Just consider batch 41. I want them to imprint the data pipeline. Batch 41, folks, last time, please focus. I have three sources. I'll trigger three PySpark jobs. We'll consume data from all the sources and we'll write the data to the intermediate S3 storage. Done. Then I'll trigger one master Spark job. Then I'll trigger one master Spark job who will consume that intermediate data from S3 and it will write the target system to S3 as well as the Elasticsearch. S3 as well as the Elasticsearch. But the entire orchestration is achieved using whom? Who is going to do the entire orchestration? Step functions. All right. That's great. Now let's get started, all of you. Now, how many Spark jobs do I have right now? Tell me, how many Spark jobs do I have right
3.
now? Totally.
4.
Totally, how many PySpark jobs I have in total? All of you?
4.
4 PySpark jobs I have. Just remember that. Totally 4 PySpark jobs we have. 3 sources we have. 2 targets we have. What are the sources for it? Tell me fast. 41 folks, especially 41. What are the sources for us?
S3,
Snowflake,
Web API.
Snowflake,
Web
Web
API.
API. Web API. What are the targets we have? S3
S3
and
and
Elasticsearch.
S3 and Elasticsearch. Right? Now, before I start executing today's data pipeline, Elasticsearch will take some time to switch on. In AWS, Elasticsearch will take a bit of time to switch on. First, we'll switch it on. The first step, because Elasticsearch takes half an hour to 40 minutes to get into active state. So what we'll do before we start everything about the boss conversation, about the data pipeline execution, the first thing I'd like to target is a Elasticsearch spin-on or Elasticsearch activity. Shall we start Elasticsearch? It will take 40 minutes to start. Shall we? All of you? In AWS.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Have a
sir.
check. Let's get
Yes.
started. So entire data pipeline is going to happen where? In my AWS
Yes.
environment. All right. So in AWS environment, I'm going to use, what are the services you see here? We'll use S3, we'll use EMR, we'll use step functions. We are going to use many tools today. But first step, I'll start what? Elasticsearch. But where is Elasticsearch here, Sai? Folks, did you see an open search here? Amazon open search service. That is what, which is your Elasticsearch. Let's activate Elasticsearch first. It will take 10 to 15, maximum half an hour to get activated. So let's start Elasticsearch first. All right. Fine. I don't have any Elasticsearch available, all zeros. I have to create an Elasticsearch cluster. All right. We call it as Elasticsearch domain. Right. I'll create it. You need not worry about all. All right. Let me create it first. Let's create this as yes, 41. All right. I'm creating Elasticsearch cluster. You need not worry about what I'm doing here, folks. Just listen what I'm doing. Just see it. That's fine. First of all, what I'm activating first, all of you, what I'm activating first? Elasticsearch.
Search.
I'm just creating Elasticsearch first, okay? It will take 40 minutes. So let's get started first. Before we start the execution, let's create it first. Right? I'm creating right now. Now, did you see? Your open search domain is being created. Domain won't accept anything active. So a domain is getting created. Elasticsearch. Did you see 100 creation? All of you? Initializing creation.
Yes.
Yeah. So leave it for some time. It gets created. Leave it for some time. It gets created. All right. So within some time, the Elasticsearch will be available for you. Folks, just give me 1 minute, please. 1 minute. So let the Elasticsearch gets created because we have a use with it, right? 1 sec. 1 sec. Just give me 1 minute. Batch 42 folks joined, and I didn't ask you to join today's session. Hope you understand that. I didn't ask you to join today. 42 folks. If you feel it's so big, I'm not the guy. I'm not the reason. You are the reason. If you feel it so advanced, if you feel it very overwhelming, I'm not the reason. I'm telling you. It's your reason. It's your take. If you want to leave, leave. Do not stay back. Don't complain me later. So I didn't. It seems to be a bit big for my knowledge. I don't know why you're joining. Why are you joining today? Hey, it's up to you, folks. I see. It's up to you. You took a call, right? If it is so high for you, it's not my mistake. It's your mistake. So, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Have a check here, folks. All right. So first, an Elasticsearch is getting created. Let it create. Let's leave it for some time. Right. Now let's start our boss conversation. Folks, 41 folks, are you following me so far? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sai.
So,
Yes, Sai.
that first guy
Yes, sir.
whom I touched was Elasticsearch. Let it get created. That's okay. It is under creating state. Let it be. It will take half an hour to 40 minutes. Let it be. All right. Now, let's start our, with respect to this whole execution, all of you. All right. Let's go step by step process. Step one. All right. Step one. What are the steps we'll see? All right. Let's validate all the three sources. What are the three sources we have? Let's understand all the three sources. All right. Let's understand all the three sources. Step two. All right. Let's understand the business logic. And the business logic is very simple. Okay. Let's understand the business logic. All right. Let's understand business logic. What is a business logic we are going to perform as a transformations? All right. Step three. All right. Let's have the EMR cluster created. Let's have the EMR cluster created. All right. Step four. All right. Step four. Let's start executing each and every job. Let's start executing each and every job. Step 5. Take the backup of the code after every job. Let's take a backup of the code after every job. Step 6. All right. Step 6. Copy the PI files to AWS S3. Copy the PI files to AWS S3. Step 7. Orchestrate using step function. Orchestrate using step function. Orchestrate using step function. Totally 7-step process we are going to do. Are you clear so far? All of you here? Yes?
Yes, Sai.
Totally 7-step
Yes.
process.
Yes, Sai.
Right? Please focus. Totally 7-step process we are going to see. Right? Let's understand. Right? Let's understand step-by-step process. Step 1. Analyze all the three sources. All right. The step 1 is analyze all the three sources. Step 2. Let's understand the business logic. Let's have the EMR cluster created. Let's start executing each and every job. Take a backup of the code after every job. Copy the PI files to Amazon S3. Orchestrate using step function. Orchestrate using step function. All right. I believe old batch folks, Pyspark could be a good experience for you, right? Today, old batch folks.
Yes, Sai.
Yeah. Have it. Right. One sec, folks. One second. Now, let's understand step by step. All right. We'll start with the boss story because boss story will help you to understand each and every step more better. All right. How the requirement comes in, how the environment starts. Everything we'll discuss step by step. Match 41 folks, so far all good, right? Am I going well so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sai.
Yes, Sai.
Don't forget about the data pipeline. Don't forget about the data pipeline. This is a data pipeline we are going to perform today. This is a data pipeline we are going to perform. 3 sources we have, S3, Snowflake, and API. 3 PySpark jobs will run to consume the data and write to the intermediate S3. Now, the master Pyspark job would run and write the data to S3 and Elasticsearch. And the entire orchestration is going to happen through what? Using
Step functions.
step functions. Using step functions. Remember that. Right? Using step function. Step function will be damn fun, basically. Meanwhile, we'll complete all the possible environments, all the possible ways to complete it. Okay? Please concentrate here, folks. Concentrate. Now, let's start understanding the boss story. To understand this seven steps we are going to do. All right. Let's do every step and we'll put it as done. Right. We'll put it as done. Now, focus, folks. Boss story. Let's start our boss story. Let's start our boss story. Now we have the first step we are going to start here right now is, all of you please focus. Please focus. Now the first step is, boss has put a mail. Boss has put a mail. Understand the conversation better. Things would be damn simple. Understand the conversation better. Requirements and the execution becomes damn simple. I'll go damn slow, but understand the conversation better. All right. Focus. Boss has clearly stated. Sai, we have three sources available. As I told you, S3, Snowflake, and Web API. We have to consume, perform the business logic and write to intermediate S3 and write to intermediate S3. Then let's trigger one master Pyspark job, right? And write the data to S3 and Elasticsearch, right? This entire orchestration, this entire data pipeline run in AWS cloud. This entire data pipeline run in AWS cloud environment. All right. The orchestration must be taken by who? Step function.
Step function.
Orchestration must be taken care by step functions. All right. He just gave entire requirement first. Now he said, let's go step by step. All right. Let's go step by step. Let's go step by step. Step one, let's analyze the sources. Step one, let's go step by step. Step one, let's analyze the sources. All right. Let's analyze the sources. The first source is S3. Second source is Snowflake. The third source is API. Now, Sai replied back. Right. Now, he mentioned all the sources. Now, Sai replied back, asking source details. Sai asked, where can I see those sources? Right? Where can I see that sources? The first source is S3. Give me the details for S3. Second source, give me the details of Snowflake. Third source, give me the details of API. Three sources, he asked. Give me all the three sources, whatever you have. Give all the three source details. Where can I see all the three sources? All right. Now, boss started replying back. All right. He started giving all the possible details of sources. First, he provided the source for S3. Have a check. The source is this. This is your S3 path, right? This is your S3 path. The source is S3 path. Folks, all of you can able to understand the source path clearly. S3,
Yes,
Gaia
sir.
41, SRC, date as well as customer.csv. Right? The second part, Snowflake. Who is the second source? All of you? Who is the second source? Snowflake. Snowflake. Now, boss also provided the Snowflake details also. Boss also provided the Snowflake details also. These are the Snowflake details. Each source he provided, folks. First, he provided the source for S3. Then he provided source for Snowflake. All right. What is the last source? What is the last source we have? We have
API.
Web API.
API.
We have Web API. This is our final source. All right. This is our final source. Have a check here, all of you. This is our final source. So totally 3 sources we have, right? Number 1, boss provided the S3 source. Boss provided the Snowflake source. Boss also provided the API source. Let's validate each and every source better. The first source is your S3 source. All right. First source is your S3 source. All right. Let's validate the S3 source data. Now, what Sai did? He went to AWS. He has gone to S3 bucket, right? This is our S3 source. Has gone to S3 bucket and checked that bucket. What is the bucket name he provided in the path? What is the bucket name he provided in the path?
41.
Zayo
41.
All right. Zayo 41. So I already have that respective bucket here. All right. I already have the respective bucket here. Check Zayo 41 bucket. In this bucket, he mentioned a folder. What is the folder he mentioned?
Yes, sir.
SRC. Seems there is a folder known as SRC. Folks, can you able to see a folder known as SRC here? Yes?
Yes, Sai.
Yes.
Right? SRC. He went inside. Then he saw a folder. Okay. He saw a folder. Inside it, we have the required file. Makes sense, all of you? Do we have a required file here? Customer underscore CSV. Customer.csv. Yes.
Yes, right.
This is our first source. Now, Sai started analyzing each and every source so that he can start his execution. So, customer.csv is your first source. Done. Can I consider this is done, all of you? Sai validated it. Yes or no?
Yes.
Who is the second source? All of you? Who is the second source?
Snowflake.
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 Whatever boss is saying, I can able to see the data. Now, Sai validated Snowflake also. How to log into Snowflake? Very simple. Go to this URL. All right. Go to this URL. It will ask you username, password. Right. This is a Snowflake data. Snowflake is your cloud warehouse, data warehouse environment. Cloud data warehouse environment. Okay. Snowflake. Let's log into the Snowflake. This is my username. This is my password. Right? This is my username and password. Let me log into Snowflake and check the data in Snowflake also. All right. I logged into the Snowflake URL. I have logged into my Snowflake URL. You can check the tables. What is the database, folks? What is the database he's mentioned? My boss mentioned. Tell me.
CODB.
What is the schema he mentioned?
Zayo
schema.
Schema.
What is the table name he mentioned?
SRC tab.
Remember. Right? What Sai did, he went to this URL with the help of this username, password, and he has a database in hand, schema in hand, and table in hand. Now, what Sai will do, he started validating the data. He went here. We have multiple ways to check. All right. Let's straight away go to worksheet. Let's go straight away go to worksheet. Folks, did you see a database at the back end? All of you. Did you see at the left side, database, ZioDB?
Yes.
right? Do you have Zayo schema? Zayo schema? You'll have the tables. Which table he's referring to? All of you.
SRC tab.
SRC
tab.
Right? Let's query the table. Select star from ZayoDB dot Zayo schema dot SRC tab. Let's see the data. Right? Let's see the data. Right? Let's see the data. So I started querying it to check whether the data is available or not. So he started querying it. Select star from. He could able to see a table data here. Folks, did you see a table data here? Big table data. Yes or no? All of you. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Table data. Right? This is your table data. The data which you see here is a snowflake data. Second source data. What is your first source? Can you tell me what is your first source? What is the first source?
S3.
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 Everyone verified your S3 data. Customer.csv. Done.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Second source is Snowflake.
Snowflake.
Snowflake. Second source is Snowflake. Right? But how did I log into Snowflake? All right. Right. Let me sign it out again. Let me sign out again. All right. Now let me go from the beginning. Okay. I'm just showing you. All right. So I have to log into Snowflake. So I'll go to this URL in Snowflake to validate. It'll ask me username, password. This is my username. This is my password. And I'm logging in. I'll go to a worksheet and I'll trigger the query. That query is database is ZayoDB, schema is Zayo schema, table is SRC tab. The table is available. This is my second source. This is my second source. Can I mark it as done, validated? All of you? Yes? Done? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Who is my third source? Who is my
Web
third
API.
source?
Web
Web
API.
That you know already. It's common URL which we use. All the old batch folks know it already. Web URL. That's it. All right. So all three sources validated. Yes, three sources in my hands now. Snowflake source is in my hands now. A Web API data is in hands now. So step one successfully completed. What is the step one? All of you? What's the step one?
Analyze
Analyze all
the
three
sources.
sources. S3 I saw, looking fine. Snowflake I saw, looking fine. API I saw, looking fine. Perfect. Now Sai would reply back saying that, boss validated the entire data, validated the entire entire sources, all three sources, it's me. All right. All three sources I have validated. What's next? Right? What's next? What's next? What I have to do next? All right. Meanwhile, give me a minute. Right? Yeah. So what's next? Then my boss replied back. All of you, one sec. Let me remove some of the files. 5 files can be deleted. Data test. I'm removing the unnecessary files here. Folders and files. Yes. Yeah. Only I kept the source folder. Only I kept the source folder. All right. 41 folks, all good, right? So far, all good, right? 41, I'm a bit worried. You're okay, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, what's next? All right, please check. What's next? All right. Boss replied back. Sai, let's start transforming the data. Sai, let's start transforming the data. But to transform the data, we need Pyspark environment. What we need to transform the data? We need the
Environment.
Pyspark environment. To transform the data, we need a Pyspark environment. So, to have Pyspark environment, all right, to have Pyspark environment, we need an EMR cluster. That's where the game starts now. Look at this, all of you. Let's start transforming the data. But to transform the data, we need a Pyspark environment. We need a Pyspark environment. In AWS, who is ready to provide us the Pyspark environment in AWS?
EMR cluster.
EMR.
EMR.
Cluster.
EMR.
That is the place the game starts. Right? Right? Go to EMR, create a cluster, and come. Let's discuss the business logic. Now, what he's asking, Sai will definitely discuss the business logic, Sai. Meanwhile, what? Meanwhile, what is asking to create? Create a cluster and come.
EMR.
Right? Somehow, cluster takes 5 minutes to switch on. Somehow, cluster takes 5 minutes to switch on. So, Sai, go to EMR cluster, create a cluster and come. We'll discuss the business logic because cluster takes some time. All right. Very, very important topic, folks. Please focus. Sai, boss is saying we have to start transforming the data. Yes, my pipeline is available. Right. I'm putting a tick mark here. Folks, all of you validated the S3 data. Can I put a tick mark here?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Done. You validate S3 data. Did you validate Snowflake data?
Yes, sir.
FTP data. But to transform the data, what I need? To transform the data, what I need?
Pyspark
Environment.
I need a Pyspark environment. To transform the data, I need a Pyspark environment. Who will provide me the Pyspark environment? Who will provide the
EMR.
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 AWS EMR will provide the Pyspark environment. Can I put a logo here? Correct. Simple. Right? AWS EMR will provide us the cluster. Now, what Sai do immediately? All right. Simple. Focus. Sai would go to EMR. Sai will go to EMR, Hadoop EMR, see, managed Hadoop framework. He will go to EMR. He will create something known as what? What you see here. For all of you, tell me. Create cluster. Create cluster. Create cluster. Now, let's create a dev cluster. Dev cluster, okay? Now, it's purely the dev cluster. I don't need all these tools, right? I'm creating a cluster now. Folks, I need a Hadoop cluster. So I'm going to EMR to create my own cluster. So I don't want all this. I don't want Live.ai. I don't want Hadoop. I need Hadoop. Jupyter is not required. Hive is not required. Hadoop and Spark is enough to start our work. I selected which softwares I need. I don't need a big node. I'm just selecting one or two nodes cluster. All right. No much nodes I'm putting, just one node cluster. Keepair. Old batch folks, what is the use of Keepair? Old batch folks, what is the use of Keepair?
To connect with the Mavastron.
SSH. Simple. The answer is there. Okay. Obviously, we saw that. 41 folks may not be aware of it. You should be knowing. Yeah. EMR service role. Some service roles. Yes. Now, to start my work, what am I creating here? To start my work, what am I creating here? I'm creating my own EMR cluster.
EMR cluster.
Batch 41 folks, I'm not detailing about everything. Hey, what is EMR? What is Keepair? What are the instance group? What is instance profile? What is service role? I'm not covering all this. Today, just a high level, see to it. Please watch. All right. Now, I'm happily creating a cluster. Right? Your cluster, dev cluster has been successfully created. If you see, a cluster will be turning on. You see that, all of you? You see a cluster is turning on here, actually. Simple. Now a cluster is getting started, but it is not yet started. How much time it will take for it to get started?
5 minutes.
Approximately
5 minutes.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. So what Sai did, as boss instructions, okay? As per the boss instruction, Sai has gone to EMR cluster and started creating the cluster. That cluster is in starting state. It will take some time. This cluster will take some time to get it available. So meanwhile, we'll discuss the business logic. Meanwhile, we'll discuss the business logic. All right. Have a check here, folks. Have a check here. Now the cluster is getting started. Now Sai will reply back to boss. All right. Sai reply back to boss. Boss, cluster is getting created. It may take 10 minutes. It may take 10 minutes. All right. 5 to 10 minutes. Maximum 5 to 10 minutes. Meanwhile, tell me the Pyspark business logic. What I have to do? What I have to do? Okay, I will read the data. I will read from all the sources. But what I have to write it to S3? What I have to write it from Snowflake to S3? What I have to write from Web API to S3? Let's start discussing the business logic. You understood the point, all of you? Actually, what is saying? We'll definitely extract the data. But what should this data consist of? What should be this data consist of? What business logic you have to perform? Let's discuss the business logic. Are you clear with this, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Right. Folks, whether it is batch 14 or the old batches, I'll not accept if anyone leaves. I want to make it the bar very clear. All right. We put only for the limited batches. We didn't force anyone. Upon your interest, you join. Or else I should have used different batches to post. Utilize this opportunity. 41 folks, you know the logic already. Right? Putting my heart and soul here. Hope you understand. Yeah. Check. All right. See, I don't want to have any kind of misetiquettes here. Just leave now. That's it. All right. Just leave. If you're not interested, just leave. After some time, leaving, no, just leave. At least let my voice be only for the deserved people. That's it. No recording is also provided. I already told you. No recording will be provided for the old batches. It's up to you. Batch 41, your user will not be available to see the recording also. Yeah. Fine. So, what is a business logic? Now, Sai put a mail back to boss. Yes, boss, cluster is getting created. It may take 5 to 10 minutes to get it started. Meanwhile, tell me the Pyspark business logic. Meanwhile, tell me the Pyspark business logic. Now, boss started replying back. Right? Now, boss started replying back. What he added? All right. You have S3 source. You have Snowflake source. You have API source. Sai, what you have to do? Right? Read the S3 data. All right. Read the S3 data. All right. Read individually all the three sources. And read Snowflake data. And read API data. All three data, you read it first. Read all the three sources. Folks, are you ready so far? All of you are ready? Batch 41 folks and everyone? Yes?
Yes, I.
Yes.
Yes.
So read all the three sources and you will have a username. Get aggregated total. Get aggregated total of every username. All right. get aggregated total of every username. That's you have to do first. The first business logic is from S3 data, get aggregated total of every username. Are you with me so far? What is the business logic on S3? All of you?
Aggregation.
Aggregated total of every username. Second, from Snowflake, get the aggregated, right? Get aggregated site count of every username. Get aggregated site count of every username. I know nobody aware of data, nature of data. We'll come back. Just understand that. Sai, without understanding a data nature, how will I do it? That's fine, we'll come. Let's understand the business logic. API read. It's very simple. Completely flatten the entire data. Completely flatten the entire data. All right. That's the logic. What is the logic of S3? S3 data we have to perform. What is the logic of S3 data we have to perform?
Aggregated
Get
total.
aggregated total of
username.
Of users.
every username. What is the business logic for Snowflake data?
Aggregate
Get aggregated site
Aggregate
count.
site count of username.
What is the business logic for API?
Complete
Completely
flatten the entire data.
Flatten the entire data.
completely flatten the entire data. Completely flatten the entire data. That's the business logic. All right. Now let's go step by step now. Now I'm going to target whom? Who is my first job? I'm going to target.
S3.
Pyspark.
Which job? Folks, let's have the numbers.
S3.
Let's have the numbers.
Yes, sir.
1,
S3.
2, 3, and 4. Which job I'm going to target first? Tell me.
One. Number one.
1,
Job 1.
2, 3,
3.
and 4. Now let's target the first Pyspark job. S3 read and S3 write. All right. S3 read and S3 write. Focus, all of you. Now my cluster should have turned on. All right. Folks, what happened to my cluster? What is the state got changed to my cluster? Tell me.
Waiting.
Waiting. That means cluster is ready to
Ready to
execute.
And
use.
steps.
Ready to use. Cluster is ready to use. Now it's time for the development. All of you, be cautious enough. Be cautious enough.
Yes.
Right? Now it's time to start our first Pyspark job. Let's start our first Pyspark job. Let me log it to the cluster. All right. And okay, he has provided the destination folder also. Right? He has provided the destination folders also. So what you have to do, once you read the data, all right, see what he added. Once you read the data, once you process the data, please write it to SIO 41, test total amount data. Once you process Snowflake data, write it to SIO 41, test site underscore count. Once you process API data, write it to S3 colon SIO 41, test customer API. You understood? Did you get the target locations also to where we have to write? Yes?
Yes, sir.
So far? So
Yes, sir.
he also provided us the target environments, target S3 path. What are these 3 paths? Can you tell me what are the 3 paths? What I mentioned here?
Yes, 3
That's
parts.
how
3 parts.
Folder.
Target parts.
Target.
Storage. Intermediate storage.
Intermediate storage.
you understood what he has provided all of you here.
Intermediate
Spread of
storage
what?
paths.
These three paths. Make sense, all of you, what I mean? Actually,
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir.
These three paths he has provided, right? So the first job, once you read data from S3, aggregate the total of username, write it to total amount data. Snowflake data, do the site count and write it to site count. Once you completely flatten the API data, write it to the customer API. These are the three sources he is asking us to write. Let's start our game, all of you. Let's start our game. I'm going to log into my EMR cluster. Let's log in. All right. Let's log into the EMR cluster. Batch 41, folks, you may not completely understand, but that's okay. All right. Tomorrow we are going to have the same session, more deeper. See in a very high level. Okay? See it in a very high level. Now let me log into the EMR cluster. That's it. Where did I log in, folks? Where did I log in? I'm logged into my
EMR.
EMR.
Cluster.
I have logged into my VMR cluster. Kindly focus now, all of you. Kindly focus. I'll go to which shell now?
Pyspark.
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 I'll go to PySpark shell. That's it. I'm making my notepad ready. What is the use of this notepad? Why I'm opening a fresh notepad? What I have to do?
For code backup.
Code copy.
All right. I'm making a code backup here. Okay. I will. This is a S3 job. First job. Let's get started, folks. All right. Let the PySpark job get open. So shell get open. Then we'll start our development. 41 folks. So far all good, right? Batch 41 folks.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what are the three sources?
Yes.
S3,
Snowflake,
Snowflake,
and API.
API.
S3, Snowflake, and
Snowflake
Web
and
API.
Web API.
Web API. All right. Three sources I have. Now I started building my tool, my Spark jobs. Now who is in scope now? Who is the first guy in scope now? Tell me.
Pyspark.
S3.
First
One.
Pyspark.
This PySpark job is in source now. Let's get started the first PySpark job. Now, let's start building our data. First, let's read the data, okay? DF. Let's first read the data. DF is equal to spark dot read dot format CSV. It's actually CSV data, okay?
Option.
Header.
Header to
True.
load.
Load.
What is a CSV path?
Yes.
The bus.
This is a path. Folks, all of you, yes? Is this my path?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes? Wonderful. This is my source path, right? This is my source path. Trigger. Right? I'm reading the data first. Let's read the data. Later on, we'll understand the business logic. Later on, we'll perform our own entire business logic, folks. First, let's read the data. Done. Data is read. Let's show it. df.show. Folks, how many columns do you see in this data actually? How many columns do you see in this data?
Two columns.
Two columns.
Two columns.
Only
Two columns.
only two
Two
columns.
columns.
Only two columns. First data has how many sources? All of you? Only two columns.
Two columns.
Only two columns. Wonderful. Username and the amount. Username and the amount. Perfect. Now, what is the business logic my boss asked to generate? Tell me the business logic.
Aggregated total of
Aggregation total of
Created
username.
total
Username.
username.
Get aggregated total of every username. What is the business logic? Get aggregated total of every, right? Get an aggregated total of every username.
Username.
Right? Please focus here. Get aggregated total of every username. Check. Now what he's asking, for every username, get the total amount. For every username, get the total amount. All right? Check. All of you please check. Before that, we have to import a function from pyspark.sql.functions. Import star. Import star. Now aggregate it. Aggregate df is equal to df dot group by username aggregate of sum of
Username.
amount as alias total. Right? Then aggregate df dot show. Then aggregate df dot show. Right? So the aggregation has started, folks. Now I'm using the first transformation. All right. Okay. I'll cast it. No problem. All right. This exponential is not looking so great, isn't it, all of you? Actually,
Yes.
Yes,
Cast
sir.
it.
Yes, sir.
I'll cast it. I'll cast it as an integer. Shall we cast it as an integer? All of you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Let's cast it as an integer with column total expr cast total as int aggregate df dot show. Perfect, folks. How this total look like? Is it fine right now? Yes.
Yes.
Done. That's great. Now I found the total aggregations as per the source data. I took the total aggregations as per the source data. As per the business logic also, I took the aggregated total of username. Aggregated total of username. Now, once we found it, to where we have to write the data? Tell me. To this
Storage part.
location.
Intermediate storage.
Intermediate part. Let's write it to S3. Check here, folks. Check. Aggregate df dot write dot mode overwrite. Format can be parquet. Leave it parquet. Okay, no worries. Dot save as total amount data. Now I read the source data, aggregated the username, and I'm writing the intermediate data. Shoot. I'm writing the intermediate data to S3. I'm writing the intermediate data to S3. That's it, folks. Seems right is completed. Seems right is completed, all of you. Yes. Let's go and check the target. Folks, shall we go and check the bucket now? All of you. Zayo 1. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Let's check this. Yeah, before I used to have only source. Now I have which folder also. Which folder I have also.
Test.
First folder is setting. If I go inside it, there is also another folder known as total amount data. There is also another folder known as total amount data. Inside I have my Parquet file sitting. Make sense, all of you? The Parquet file is sitting inside. Correct? Yes. So what Spark did, what this Spark job did, it read the data from S3 and returned the data back to what? Return data back to
S3.
S3.
So this is your first Spark job. What is the first Spark job? Quick iteration. I logged into the EMR cluster. I've logged into my EMR cluster. Please check first job, how I executed. First, I've logged into my EMR cluster and I started my development. Right? I started my implementation. I have started my implementation. First, what I did, all of you. First, what I did.
Read them.
Spark dot format.
S3.
First, I read the data.
Read
Yes
the
or no, all of you? Did I read the first data?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
First, I read the data. Then I have showed it. Right? Then I showed it. First, I want to show to everyone. This is the data. Now I imported the data. Pyspark.sql dot functions import star. Then what's next? All of you? What's next?
Transformation.
Aggregation.
of
Aggregation
total
DF.
of every
I
user.
perform aggregation. Right? I'll do it again. That's okay. Aggregate DF is equal to DF dot group by
Username.
Username.
Dot aggregate.
Amount.
Amount.
Alias.
Alias.
Alias. Total.
Total.
Dot with
Dot with column.
Dot with column.
Task.
Total.
Expression.
Expression.
Total.
Total.
Cast as
Oh,
in.
sorry, it got,
If so.
sorry, it got missed out. Cast.
Total
Total as.
as.
Total as.
Oh, sorry.
So one bracket.
Right? That's it. Total as int. AggDF dot.
Show.
So
Now this guy will show me the entire aggregation of every user. Right. So I have tested it.
Print format.
I
Yes.
got it. Then I finally do the write. Right? Aggregate DF dot write dot
Right.
mode
Override. Save.
Same.
Dot save.
save
to which path I have to save.
S3.
S3.
This path. Right? This path. That's what my boss stated. For S3 source, this is a target. Read the S3 source, do the aggregation of total username, write the data. Right? Finally, the data is available. Data is written. If I go back and check, there would be a dest folder. If I go to the dest folder, I'll see total amount data. I'll see the respective Parquet file. Done.
Okay.
So, folks, can I say my first Spark job completed? Can I mark my
Yes.
first Spark job
Yes.
completed?
Yes.
sir.
Now, my first Spark job is completed. All right. My first Spark job is completed. That's it. My first Spark job is completed. Can I mark this as completed? All of you so far? Done?
Yes.
Yes.
I read from S3 and I have written to S3. Perfect. Are you with me so far? All of you?
Yes.
Yes. What's this? Now, the first job is completed. Blue and it got completed. I gave a blue color to it and it completed it also. Now, who is the second job now? Who is the second job now? Tell me.
Snowflake.
Snowflake. I have to read the Snowflake data, folks. I have to read the Snowflake data and I have to get what? I have to get the
Aggregate
total
of cycle.
One more thing. Wait. What we forgot to take?
Backup.
Take the backup. All of you take the backup. Okay. We have to take the entire backup. Take the backup of the code. df.show. S3 job. Take the backup of the code because it's required for us. Functions are imported. Aggregate df. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. Cast as int. Okay. Just to remove confusion. Yeah, that's it. This is a backup code. Okay. Then let's show it. Then let's print it. Then write the date. Done, all of you? I took a backup of first job. Finally,
Yes.
one job happily completed. S3 job is happily completed. This is my code. Who is the next guy? Who is the next source? Tell me.
Snowflake. Snowflake.
Snowflake.
Snowflake. It's time to touch the snowflake. It's time to touch the snowflake job. All right. Focus. All of you, please focus. Now, I have to read data from Snowflake. Right? I have to read data from Snowflake. But Spark by default do not support Snowflake. Spark by default doesn't or do not support Snowflake. By default, Spark will not support. All right. By default, Spark will not support Snowflake. What we need an extra connector. By default, Spark doesn't have a default way to connect to Snowflake. But what we need to connect, all of you, tell me. We need a connector. Extra jar.
Jar.
We need what? Extra jar.
Jar.
Folks, remember in goal video also I mentioned how to get the extra jars. Can you tell me? Sorry?
Raven. Idea will choose.
How to get the extra jars? In the shell itself. While you're growing the shell, how to build the extra jars? Tell me. Pyspark?
That's the configuration we need to add.
In the dependency, we have to put the
In
configuration.
form.xml, we need to add the dependency.
No.
Just correct.
Group by ID artifact.
I'm asking during the shell. I'm asking during opening the shell.
Package.
Which is required? All of you?
Packages.
Packages. Packages. All right. We need the packages tag. Now I need to download the extra connector. Anyway, if you have doubts on this, we'll discuss later. I have to download the Spark Snowflake connector. We have to download the Spark Snowflake connector using the packages tag. Using -- packages, I have to download what? All of you, tell me. I have to download the extra connector jar. Now, by default, Spark doesn't support Snowflake. So we have to download this extra connector using -- packages. You remember it's a part of goal video? All of you remember that it's a part of goal video?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So we need this extra jar. So it will download the extra jar. See, it will download the extra connectors. And finally, your shell is available. Finally, your shell is available. But this time it is not a usual shell. It is along with the Snowflake connector, this shell has opened. Along with the Snowflake connector, this shell has opened. Fine. How to connect to Snowflake? Right? Let's go to the details. Folks, is this the details my boss provided? Connect to Snowflake, correct?
Yes.
Is the details provided by my boss? Yes or no? All of you. Correct? Now, it's very simple. Take all these details. Take the URL, take the account, take the username, take the password, take the database name, take the schema, role, warehouse, database, table name. Take everything. Take everything. Then use the formula. All right? df, snow df is equal to spark.read.format snowflake. What is the format this time, folks? Tell me. What is the format this time? Snowflake. Right? Snowflake and load it. That's it. This should be your formula. That's it. SnowDF is equal to spark.read.format snowflake. Give all the necessary options and read it. Let's see. Snowflake data. Which data it is, folks? Which data I'm planning to read? Which data I'm planning to read? Tell me. Snowflake data.
Snowflake.
By using the same formula, Spark read format options load. All right. Take it and put it here. All right. Take it and put it here. Let's see whether that's the data is read. Data is read. Let's go to Snowflake. All right. Snowflake df.show. Let's see the Snowflake data gets visible here. Let's see whether Snowflake data gets visible here. Perfect. Folks, did you see a table here? Did you see a Snowflake table here? Is this the same table you have in Snowflake also? Yes?
Yes.
Same. Have a check. To read the S3 data also, it's Spark read format options load. To read Snowflake data also, it is what? Spark read format options load. Is it the same formula I'm using for both of them? Yes, actually. Done. So I'm reading the Snowflake data. So finally, in Snowflake, I can able to read in Spark Shell, I could able to read the Snowflake table. Wonderful. I read that. That's wonderful. But what is the business logic my boss has to perform on Snowflake data?
Aggregated site count of every username.
Get aggregated site count of every username. Get aggregated site count of every username. All right. Please check. Did you see any column known as site here? Did you see any column known as site
Yes,
here?
sir. Yes. This
Yes.
is second column.
Second one.
Yes, folks, in the right second last. See the second last. Did you see a site column? You see a site column here? Yes. What they're asking, for every username, we have a username, right? See, beautiful beer. For every username, what is the site count? For this username, how many sites they have visited this user, right? Whether they used how many sites they have visited. Every username, how many sites they have visited. So count the sites. For every username, what we have to count? For every username, what we have to count? We have to count the
Count the site.
right? Site the count. All right, check. Now, how to get the site count? Can you tell me? For every username, get the count of site. For every username, get the site count.
Group by username. Count of
Aggregate
site.
Site count. Meanwhile, from pyspark.sql.functions import sorry, import star. Now tell me. Aggregate df is equal to
Group by username.
No.
no df.
No df.
Group by username dot agg
Aggregation.
dot aggregate
Count of site.
Sorry, aggregate dot
count of
Count of
site.
dot alias.
Alias as I'll make it as CNT, okay? All of you. Just count it as CNT. That's it. Aggregate is found. Aggregate df dot show. Let's see whether we got the count or not. Let's see whether we got the count for every username. We got the total site count. That's okay. These are warnings. You need not to worry about it. Okay. Perfect. I got the site counts. Tell me, folks. Big Butterfly has 1098. Big Bird has 1098. Black Mouse has 961 site counts. Black Dog has 101102. Did you get the site count finally? All of you? Actually.
Yes.
Folks, are you with me? Is everyone with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
So site count. Finally, I got the site count. So which Spark job I currently in scope? Can you tell me which Spark job is currently in scope?
Second one.
Second one is in scope now. I'm reading data from Snowflake and writing the data to S3. But what is the business logic I have to perform? What is the business logic I have to perform?
Get
Aggregate
aggregate
the
site count of username.
user
The
site count.
aggregate of site count of every username. That I found it. I found it. What's next? All of you, what's next?
Writing the data.
Writing back
The
Writing
data to
the
the S3.
Write the data into S3.
to S3. Right? Aggregate df dot, write dot, mode, overwrite, dot save.
Save.
Which path we have to save? Tell me.
S3.
This part.
S3 give site count.
Is this site count. We have to write. That's great. Let's do it. All of you. Ready? Shoot. Now, the entire data what we counted will be written to a backend directory in the name of what? What's the directory name? We are focusing. Site count.
Site count.
Site count. That's it. Job is completed, folks. Job is completed.
Mode is append, right? You mentioned this override. It will replace all the things.
Thanks a lot, Vamsi. The directory is different, okay? Yeah, so have a check here, folks. Right? Under the desk folder, right? Under the desk folder, it will create another folder in the name of what? All of you?
Site count.
Site.
Site
Site
count.
count.
This data was generated by whom actually? Tell me.
Pyspark job 1.
Pyspark job 1.
S3.
This job is
S3.
completed by whom? Who's Pyspark job?
Job 2.
Job 2.
Snowflake.
Job 2.
Snowflake.
Those site count is available for us. Yes or no, folks? Another folder. Yes.
Yes.
Simple. So
Yes, sir.
immediately what shall we do?
Backup.
No?
Backup of the code.
Backup of the code. Let's take immediately the backup of the code, okay? Let's take the code backup immediately. First, I read the Snowflake data. Then I showed it first
Sure.
for you. Just for your understanding, I showed it. Then
Import.
imported the functions. Then
Aggregation.
aggregated the
Site count.
site count. And I showed it also. And
Right.
finally, I've written the data to.
S3.
S3.
Folks, how is it going so far? Is it done so far? I'm coming out of a Spark shell. Oh. So, second job, right? Initially, the first job is completed. Now, which job is completed now? All of you?
Second job.
Second job.
End job.
Can I mark my second job is also completed? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. 41 folks can able to understand the entire logic so far, basically.
Yes, sir.
Yes, right.
Folks, one simple quick recap. How many sources do I have?
Three.
Sources.
Three sources.
That's great.
Amazon.
What are the 3 sources? S3,
S3,
Snowflake,
Snowflake and
API.
S3, Snowflake, and Web API. Okay. Who is helping us to transform the data?
Pyspark.
PySpark is helping us to transform the data. But where does PySpark environment is created?
EMR.
EMR
EMR.
cluster.
EMR cluster.
Cluster.
We read the data from source and writing the intermediate data to where?
S3.
S3.
Now, but to get Snowflake read, I do not have a connector by default. So I have used what?
Packages.
Yes.
What is our destinations finally? What is our destination?
S3 and Elasticsearch.
S3 and Elasticsearch.
S3 and Elasticsearch.
What is our third PySpark job? Third PySpark job is damn easy.
Web API.
API.
Source.
Very simple. Nothing so tough. Folks, we'll complete this and go for break, okay? We'll complete this and go for break. What is the third source? Can you tell me? All of you?
Web API.
What I have to do to this
API.
web API? Tell me. What I have to do to this web API? Tell me.
Flatten the data.
Flatten the
Flatten
entire
the
data.
The data.
Hit the web API. Folks, hit the web API. Completely flatten the entire data. And write the data to where?
S3.
S3.
3.
You know it, right? All of you. You know the code, right? All of you. Yes?
Yes.
It's our API data, folks. We have to get URL lib. You know this already, isn't it? You have to get the URL lib.
Yes.
Same code, what we applied. Let's go inside PySpark shell. Let's go inside Pyspark shell. Third one, you know it already, folks. Third one, you definitely know. API data is pretty straightforward. We already executed during the live session also. We have to use URL lib request, give the URL data, parallelize it, convert it to data frame, explode the data frame, select individually. You remember that, all of you? We selected it individually.
Yes.
Correct? Yes. Same process. I'm just going to execute the code which you already executed. Okay, which you already know. So let's go to Pyspark shell. Third step is very simple because we already executed it. Right? Take the URL lib request. Extract the URL data. Extract the URL data. All right. Print the URL data and see. Yes. Then convert that to an RDD. Convert that to a data frame. Right? Convert that to a data frame. Show the data frame. Print the schema. It's very complex, isn't it? URL data is very complex, all of you. Yes?
Yes, sir.
URL data is very complex. Import the functions. Explode the results. Explode the results. And select each and every code separately. Select each and every results.user.results.user. Separately. Then show the data frame. Show, just for namesake, show it. Whether it got completely flattened, we'll see. Folks, it got completely flattened. Did you see that, all of you? It got completely flattened. Yes or no?
Yes,
Here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It got completely flattened. One sec. One small change. Limit is less, sorry. All right. It's completely flattened. It's completely flattened. Now, which job I'm targeting right now? All of you, which job I'm targeting right now? Which is in
Job
scope
three.
now?
Pyspark 3.
Third.
Pyspark job 3.
Pyspark 3 is in scope now. Pyspark 3 is in scope now. All right. Now it's very straightforward. I hit the API, convert into RDD, convert into a data frame, flatten it completely, and finally we write the data to where? All of you? Customer.
S3.
Customer API. Flatten to dot, write dot, mode, overwrite, dot save. Then what? All of you? Customer
API.
Customer API.
Customer.
So if you see the third job, first job completed the total amount. Second job completed the site count. The third job completed what? All of you?
Flattening the data.
API.
Customer API.
Flattening the
API.
data.
See, the third job is pretty straightforward. Everyone know about it already. Reading the URL data and writing it to S3. So third job is also completed. Perfect. Are we going well so far? All of you? Yes?
Yes.
First job is to read from S3, write to S3. Second job is from read from Snowflake and write to S3. Right? All the S3s are completed. All the data is sitting in S3 now. All the three jobs completed and return the data to S3. Tell me, who is helping for the transformations here? Who is helping with the transformations?
Pyspark.
Who is providing the Pyspark transformations logic here? Environment.
Cluster.
That's how it works. Right? The major thing is in the second half, the Elasticsearch step functions comes in the second half. Okay? We'll discuss. So far, 41 batch, are you with me? Slowly,
Yes,
at least
Yes.
high level.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? So understand this diagram more. Tomorrow we are going to iterate it, then it will imprint you so strong tomorrow. Batch 41, predominantly batch 41. Tomorrow we are going to iterate the same with more deeper, more depth. So it will imprint you inside you. It will imprint you a lot, basically. Okay? Yeah. So, yeah, all batch folks, You can see the difference, right? Because we are handling Pyspark for batch 41. You can able to understand that, right? So far, 40, 40, 39, 38.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can able to understand.
Yes.
And Elasticsearch step functions would be damn interesting, folks. I'm telling you, right? Step functions would be damn interesting, actually. If you see, the orchestration is going to be very fun. Orchestration is going to be very, very fun, all of you. Did you see an orchestration here in step function? A diagram here, all of you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So it's going to, second half is going to be really fun. We'll have that. We're almost left with only one job. We'll quickly wrap it up. Then we'll see with the step function. Step function is going to be very good for learning, folks. We'll see in the second half, old batch folks. Okay. And old batch folks, quick update. I believe everyone should have seen my update. New batch enrollments are started already. Right? It's going to start by next month. So any referrals, right? I believe I have put in the status. Website announcements are already made. Right? Same log, same. If any referrals, please ask to call me. Right? Same number. My number is active. Right? My number is active. Before it was quite inactive, but right now it is active. Any referrals, ask them to call me. Right? But we are not extending the discount enrollments this time, folks. Really, we are crossing so many limits, so much of limits because of some obligations. Few people are requesting a lot. So this time we have to restrict the discount enrollments. I believe we opened with 40 discount enrollments on September 14th or 15th, I think so. Right? So I think we left with around 8 or 9 now. In case of any referrals, ask them to call me. I am the only point of contact to lock in enrollment. And batch 42 cashbacks starts by October 9th. Not even 9th. Yeah, October 9th will start the batch 42 cashbacks. All right. I'll keep you posted the running status. All right. That's an update. Fine. Folks, any reference, ask them to call me. Yeah. Now, second half, we'll meet back by 5:55 p.m. IST. All right. We are going to have Pyspark Elasticsearch integration. Right? We'll have Pyspark Elasticsearch integration and step function orchestration. Come back, folks. Come back. Stay in the meeting. Gomati, be alert. Okay, same thing. Just be alert. If anyone leaves, just I need the names. Old batch folks might be thinking, why this guy didn't change it? Anyway, I don't change. Fine, folks. Come back. We'll meet sharpen by 5:55. 7 minutes break. Stay in the meeting. Please stay in the meeting. Don't leave and join back. Thank you. Yeah, folks, I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, I see Govind joined. Govind? Govind? From batch 40? Sorry, 30? Anyway. Okay. Folks, so far, everyone is with me, right? With the so far orchestration and development. Yes? So far?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now check.
Yes, sir.
I'll just iterate it one more time. All right. So, what I did, all right. What is my first job, folks? What is my first job? I have to complete. Tell me.
Pyspark 1.
Pyspark, the first job.
Mushroom.
So, what did I do? First job to target is a Pyspark job 1. First job I have to target is a Pyspark job 1. Now, I've selected, right? I already took a backup of it. All right. I already took a backup of it. I'll execute entire jobs once. Right? Entire jobs once. I'll read the S3 data. I'll perform the expressions. All right. I will write the final data to total amount data also. Done. Step-by-step process. Done. First job, I marked it as completed. First job, I marked it as completed. Now I touch the second job. Second job will read the data from Snowflake and write the data to S3. Right? I already took a backup. This is a whole code. I read the data from Snowflake and I've written the data to S3. Expected indent. Okay. Finally, written the data to self count is done. What is the third data? All of you, what is our third source?
API.
Web
URL
API.
API.
This is my web API data, right? We already done the code. We already done this particular code. So I'm directly going to API data, API job backup, right? And the command would be this. Sorry, one second. This is my final write. And I've executed all the commands. It worked. So totally 3 sources I have completed my work. Right? 3 sources I have completed my work. Everything went well. Read this data and I completed the second job. Then I done PySpark job with the third job also. So all the 3 initial PySpark jobs completed and it has generated the data in all the intermediate 3 sources. Make sense? All of you so far? Make sense? All of you so far?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now it's time to target whom? It's time to target whom? Tell me.
Master job.
The
Master.
final PySpark job, right? What is the use of, but we'll do it. We'll definitely do it. But this PySpark job is quite special. This quite PySpark job, okay? Let's start our conversation. After everything, Sai put a mail back to his boss. What Sai is going to say? Sai is going to put the mail back to his boss, saying that, boss, initial 3 PySpark jobs completed. Are you with me so far? Are you with me so far?
Yes.
Initial 3 PySpark jobs got completed. Initial 3 PySpark jobs got completed. Now, all of you. Now, boss reply back. Boss reply back. Sai, let's touch the final PySpark job. Which Pyspark job I'm going to touch right now? All of you?
Final.
The final one.
Master.
I'm going to touch the master job. For this master job, who are the sources? For this master job, who are the sources?
Amazon S3.
S3. Amazon
All
S3.
the integrated data.
All the sources are, see folks, when I consider the source of this final master Pyspark job, the source of this final master Pyspark job is these three folders.
Yes.
Yes or no? Actually,
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
these are the three folders generated by the initial Pyspark jobs. But right now, I want to have these three jobs, which I'm showing here, right? So this becomes your source for this Pyspark job. This becomes your source for your Pyspark job. All right. Please check, all of you. But business logic, we don't know. Nothing we don't know. Let's write the business logic. Now, boss stated the business logic. Right? What does boss stated? Check here, folks. All of you check here. What does boss asked? Very simple. All of you. Read all the three intermediate sources. Read all three intermediate sources. All right. Read all three intermediate sources, which is S3. Right? What are the three intermediate sources we have right now? Total amount data. Then
Site count.
Site count data.
site count.
Data.
Flattening data.
Customer
flattened
API.
data.
Customer API data.
These are the three sources we have. All right. These are the three sources we have. Done. Read all three intermediate sources. All right. Read all the three intermediate sources. Then, from customer API data, remove numericals. Remove the numbers from the username. What is the business logic here? First, I have to read what? First, I have to read what? All the three intermediate sources. Once it is read, from customer API data, remove what? Remove the numbers from the username. Remove numbers from username. Then do left join with site count and total amount data. Do left join with site count and total amount data with username column. Just simple, all of you. Go closely watch over. Then write the final result to S3, right? As well as Elasticsearch. What are the two targets we have? All of you, tell me.
Elasticsearch.
And the final result S3 and Elasticsearch.
S3 and so what he's asking, right? Imagine, folks, just simple logic, okay? What is the logic is, how many data frames do I have? Can you tell me how many data frames right now I have? Tell me.
Three.
Three sites.
Three.
Three data frames we have. We have totally three data frames. Just a simple example. I'm just showing you, okay? Just simple example I'm showing. Three data frames we have. The first data frame is customer API. Second data frame is total amount. The third data frame is site count. Just have this data frame. Just simple example, folks. All right. I'm just showing you as a simple example. The columns are customer API has lot many data. I'm just explaining as an example. Username and the total. Username and the CND. This is your customer API data. This is your total amount data. This is your site count. I'm just showing as an example, folks. Example. In this data, we have a data like, all right. We have a data like black bug 239, black bug 239, all right, with 0.2 total amount data. Black bug, right? Total is this amount of data. Site count, black bug. Site count can be 1029. Like this, we have the data. Just an example I'm showing you, folks. Just an example I'm showing you, nothing else. All right. Now, what is a transformation they're expecting is, hey, first take the black customer API data. First take what? All of you? First I have to take what? Which data I have to take? Tell me.
Customer API data.
First I have to take the, one second. First I have to take the customer API data. From the customer API data, what they're asking us to remove. What they're asking us to remove.
Remove numbers.
From the user
They're
name.
asking us to remove what?
Numerals
They're
from
asking us to remove what?
From user.
Numbers.
Name number.
That's what they are saying. Let's check this. Business logic. Read all the three intermediate sources. Total amount, site count, and customer API. From customer API, remove what? First from username.
Numbers from
Then
username.
do left join with what? Then do left join with what? Site count as well as
Site
total
count
amount.
and total amount.
Total amount data.
Now what they're asking, once you remove the numericals, you do what? Do a left join. What they're asking us to do? Left join.
All the
With
data
total amount as well as site count. This is the business logic. You understood the business logic, all of you here?
Yes,
Actually,
sir.
very simple.
Yes, sir.
Very simple. What they're asking, Sai, you have three intermediate data: customer API, total amount data, and site count. Now take the customer API data, remove the numericals, remove the 239 here, then do a left join and attach total as well as count with Blackbird. For example, I have many such usernames. But do a left join. Finally, I'll get this data. Where I have to write this data to? Finally, to
S3 and Elasticsearch.
I have to write this data to S3 and Elasticsearch. S3 and Elasticsearch. Two destinations we have. Shall we proceed with the final implementation, final Pyspark job? All of you? Yes. Now I'm targeting which job? I'm targeting which job now? All of you. Right? I'm targeting this Pyspark job. Final Pyspark job. This Pyspark job have to read data from S3 and write the data to S3 as well as Elasticsearch. Perfect. Let's start Pyspark shell. Final execution. Okay. Very final execution. Let's start our final Spark job. Folks, one sec, please. I'm facing an audio issue. One sec. Facing an audio issue. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I have to change my network. That's okay. Now I have to open my Pyspark shell. Shall I open the Pyspark shell? All of you? Shall I open the Pyspark shell?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
But do I need to do anything extra for this Pyspark shell? Do I need to do anything extra for this Pyspark shell?
Yes, Elasticsearch.
Package.
Elasticsearch package.
Exactly. Spark has to write the data to where? Where I have to write the data? Tell me.
Elasticsearch.
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 But by default, Spark doesn't support what? The connector.
Elasticsearch.
Connector it will not. So I have to add what here? I
Packages.
have to add
Packages.
packages. For sure, I have to add what? All of you. I have to add some packages. You have to add Elasticsearch Spark connector. Did you see that, all of you? What package I'm adding here? What package I'm adding here? Tell me. Elasticsearch Spark package. There is one more package you have to download. Common. HTTP common utils you have to. This is not mandatory, but I'm just adding up. Two packages I'm adding here, all of you. One is Elasticsearch package. Other one is Commons package. These two packages are required to start. Let's get started, folks. All set. Final job. Hitting the final job. Okay. Hitting the final job. Right? So we need this to get added, basically. Let's reach out to our final job. Okay? But definitely my final job has to write data to where? Write data to Elasticsearch. Search analyst. But by default, Spark doesn't support Elasticsearch. So we need what? We need Spark connector. Perfect. Now my Spark got opened along with what? Along with extra jars. Did you see that, all of you? Connectors actually done. Now start reading the data. Now let's start reading the data. Right? Who is my first? Oh, folks, let me import it from pyspark.sql.functions import star. Now, who is my first data? Tell me, what is my first data? Shall we take the customer API as your first data?
Customer API.
Yes. Customer API as your first data. Spark.read.load. Load is fine, right? All of you?
Yes.
S3 data. Zio 41. Dest. Customer API. That's my first data. That's my first data. Who is my second data? Tell me. df is equal to spark.read.load. S3 colon. Zio 41. Dest. Can we make it as total amount data?
Total
All of you?
amount data.
Yes. Now I read the second data. Right, folks? You getting my point? What am I reading here? Can you tell me what I'm reading here? First, I read whom?
Customer API.
First, I read customer
Customer
API.
API.
Then I read total amount data. Who is the third data frame I'm reading here?
Site count.
Site count.
Site count.
Spark.read.load.
Destination.
Site count.
Sorry. Okay. Total three data I have read. First, I read DF1. Then I read DF2. Then I have read DF3. So totally, I have read all these three sources. But one guy we have to remove the numericals. Who is that? Tell me.
Customer
API.
Yes.
Let's check. Do we really have numericals in username? Let's check. Do we really have numericals in username? Okay, let's select only that column. Yes. Did you see the numbers? All of you in the username? Yes. Now, let's remove numericals from that username. Now, there is a regex replace function. rm is equal to df1 dot with column username
Expression.
regex replace. All right.
Use
Call of, right?
Username
Call of username,
0 to 9.
right? We have to give that as 0 to 9. This is how the regex replace will work. All right. Regex replace will work. This is what we call as a regex replace. 0 to 9. What I'm saying, what is regex replace I'm doing? Hey, if you get any number between 0 to 9, make it empty. One sec. Regex replace.
Add expression.
Sorry, regex expression.
Yeah.
regex expression. I'll show you one sec. From Pyspark dot SQL dot functions equals. One sec, folks. Let me find the right regex replace. I think it's regex.
EXP will come in the end.
EXP.
Like EXP.
And
EXP. Correct. That's it. It got replaced. That's it, folks. Now, if I do rm dot select username dot show, for all the usernames, numerical should have got removed. For all the usernames, numerical should have got removed. Makes sense, all of you, right now? Correct? Yes. Now, let's join all the data frames. Final join is equal to, have a check, all of you. Final join is equal to rm dot join of df2 with what is a common column we have? What is a common column we have?
username.
Left join dot join of df3
TF3.
username.
User.
41 folks, don't panic. I know this is very crucial, right? Tomorrow I'll iterate everything again to imprint you more. Just see, I'm transforming the data now. Final join is found. This is your final join. Big data frame. You'll see a very big data frame. All right. You'll see a very big data frame because what I did is what I did. All right. What I did first, I took the customer API data, removed the numericals for every username, then joined total amount data as well as site count. Right. Okay. Did you see a big data frame? All of you here. Very big data frame. Yes,
sir.
right. So this is your final data frame. This data frame must be written to where? This data frame must be written to two destinations. What are they?
Elasticsearch.
I have to write this to the two destinations. I have to write it to two destinations. One is, let's write it to S3. Final join dot write dot mode overwrite dot save. Let's write it to the same dest folder, right? As final customer. All right. What is my final data, folks? All of you here? Let's write it as
Final customer.
Right? Let's write this as final customer. So I'm writing the data to the final S3 known as final customer. So where I'm writing the data now? Where am I writing the data now? Tell me.
S3.
S3.
Right? I'm finally writing the data to S3. Right? That's it. The data should have reached S3. All of you have a check. Now let's go to S3. And if I refresh the same page, you will see another folder. Who is it? All of you. Who is it? All of you.
Final
Yes.
customer.
Final customer. That's great because the data has been written to Amazon S3. Data is written to Amazon S3. Final target is also completed. This is your final customer. Isn't it, all of you? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Happily completed. Who is left out now?
Elasticsearch.
The same data should also be written to where?
Elastic.
But now the question comes in, Sai, where will I see Elasticsearch? Anyone got that question? How to see Elasticsearch? In the start of the class, I created an Elasticsearch domain. Did you remember that, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right.
Sir.
Check.
Yes, sir.
In my start of the session, I created a domain. It should have been well created and running now. Folks, did you see that is completed and active
Yes,
right
I.
now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, I.
Okay. Right. This is your Elasticsearch. But Sai, what is Elasticsearch? Elasticsearch is like a database. It's a NoSQL database. Elasticsearch is a NoSQL database. But Sai, how will I open this? Where will I see it? What is the UI for Elasticsearch? Multiple questions running in your mind. Correct? All of you here?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
No problem. I'll show you. Folks, I'm going inside. Did you see some details here? Right? Did you anywhere see domain endpoint? Did you anywhere see domain endpoint?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Where did you see?
Side.
Yes, yes.
Right
Right side.
side.
Middle.
Right side corner.
Dual stars.
Bottom
Right
corner.
side, bottom
Second.
side.
In the right side, you see domain
Bottom
endpoint.
right.
Did you see that, all of you? Yes. Take this domain. Any domain is fine. Domain endpoint. Then you can get the Elasticsearch UI. I already downloaded an Elasticsearch UI. Did you see something? The Chrome here, all of you. Multi-Elasticsearch heads, right? So I'm going inside it. You may not completely understand, but wait, I'll tell you. You may not completely understand. Kindly wait. New URL. I'm giving the Elasticsearch URL here. Username is root. Password is Cyabron at USA 908. That's it. Folks, you may not completely understood. Did you understood this? That's okay. Did you understood this UI? No. So you not understand this UI, but kindly hold on. I will show you the final table. Fine. Shall we write the data in Pyspark shell? All of shall we write the data in Pyspark shell now? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I'll show you the final data. Don't worry. I'll show you the final data. Don't worry. The final code would be final join dot write dot right.
Options.
Let's limit some data because like if it is taking long time, it will take a lot of time to write. As of now, I'm just using limit 10. Only 10 rows I'm selecting. Dot write dot format.
Format.
All right. Format. The format is org dot apache dot. All of you. The format is not just like Snowflake. org dot
ORG.
right. org dot. I think Apache. No. Okay. Let's Elasticsearch dot spark dot SQL. This is the format. All of you. Dot option es.nodes. Es.nodes. Right? Give the host name here. What you have to provide here? You remember the endpoint I have provided? All of you? Actually. Give that endpoint. There is a specific port. Es node run. Es.port 443. Don't worry about all this, folks. Don't worry about all this. I'll teach you tomorrow. Just see the output. Just see the output. This is, I think so. I don't remember exactly. I think it's es.net.http dot auth dot user. Stay in mute. I need you to stay in mute at this point of time. Who the hell is that? Srinivasan. Just remove Srinivasan from. Just remove him out of the groups. Just put him out of the groups. Just put him out of the groups. So es.net. All right. Give the username here. Root. We have to give the password here. Password also. Pass. 908. So I think there is one more option. I think it's es.oats.van only. Tell me some fancy name. Tell me some fancy name. Which is trending this week? Which is trending this week?
Devara.
Devara.
Yeah.
Magic.
Okay. We'll create the table as Devra. Shall we create a table as Devra, all of you? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Devra. Okay. And slash Vara. You watched the movie, all of you watched the movie.
SASI.
Who is Devra? Father India. Who is Vara? The junior India.
Son.
Isn't it? Simple. The son India. Huh? Anyway. So, see, what is the table name I'm creating? All of you, it's Devra. Okay. Vara is just a schema. Leave it. Okay. Now, this is the way you have to write the data to Elasticsearch. Ready, shoot. That's it. The write started already. The write started. To where the write started, all of you. To where the write started. To the Elasticsearch. All right. That's it. The write completed. That's it. The write completed to Elasticsearch. How many panels you see here? All of you, how many panels you see here? How many columns you see here?
Panel.
Two.
Column.
Now see, I'm going to refresh the page. You will see Devra index, which is stable, right? Let's see, you'll see Devra index. Did you see something here? All of you?
Yes.
Did you see Devra got added?
Yes.
Yes.
sir.
If you want a structured query, no worries. You can select here. Devra. Search it. This is your table. Did you see? Is this your table, all of you? Usernames. Yes or no, all of you? Gender,
Yes.
ID. Yeah. Yes. So finally, Elasticsearch write is also completed. Which is also completed, all of you? Elasticsearch write is also completed. Elasticsearch write is also completed. This is your index. All right. Basically. So all the, but it is showing only 10 in 10. Let me make it 50. Right. That's fine. I limit only 10 records. That's okay. I'll return only 10 records. This is your Elasticsearch. Sai, what is this UI Sai? No, don't worry about it. I created an Elasticsearch domain where? Where did I create an Elasticsearch domain? In my AWS. And I gave it in the head. There is a software known as Elasticsearch head. I can able to see the table. What's the index name or table name I see here? Tell me.
Devra.
The table is available, right? Which is index. And the data has been written. So finally, can I mark this one completed? Elasticsearch is also completed. All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You might be getting a point. Sai, how Sai know Devra's son's name is Vara? You haven't got that question in mind.
I think you have seen movies. Sir.
Anyway, let's concentrate on the session. Anyway, I watched the 4 o'clock premiere show Friday morning. Anyway.
Where side?
So have a check here, folks. The completed. So all the Pyspark jobs got completed. Entire development completed. Yes or no, folks? Correct? Yes. Now
Sir.
let's take
Yes,
the
sir.
backup of all the tools. What am I going to do right now? Tell me. I'm going to take the
Backup.
backup. I'm going to take the backup of, what is this backup, all of you? Final master job. Right? Master job. DF2. DF3. Then we removed the numericals. We removed what? All of you? We removed the numericals. We removed the numericals. Then imported the function. I know this could be overwhelming, folks. Tomorrow I'm going to handle the same session. You need not to worry about it. Everything will understand slowly. All right? Done. Then final join. Then what I'm going to perform? All of you? It's going to be the final join. Then write to S3. Then final write to Elasticsearch. So first, folks, I took a backup of S3 job, correct? S3 code is ready with me. Yes? Yes. Snowflake job is ready with me. Yes. API job is ready with me. Backup. Yes.
Yes.
Last but not least, what is in backup with me? Last job. Everything is completed. All of you. Everything is completed. My job is completed. Now I will happily go to EMR. I will select the requesting cluster. I will select the needed cluster. And I will finally terminate it. Makes sense, all of you so far? Are you with me so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. Because my job is completed, isn't it, all of you? Is my job is completed so far? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, all of you. Now my job is completely done. Now my job is completely over. All right. All the jobs I have developed. Now, what are the steps I followed? Can you tell me what are the complete minute 1 to till this minute? What I have done? First,
Transformation.
We have read
Transformation to
created
production.
first. We created
Cluster.
cluster.
Yes.
Opened Spark shell. Opened Spark shell. Executed S3 job. Correct, all of you? Done?
Yes.
Done.
Yes, sir.
Opened Spark shell. Opened Spark shell with Snowflake connector and executed Snow job. What's next? Opened Spark shell. Executed what?
Web AI.
Web.
Web
API.
Opened Spark job. Spark shell. With what? With Elasticsearch connector.
Connector.
Executed
Master job.
master job.
Cluster job.
I created a cluster, opened a Spark shell, opened a Snowflake, everything I'm doing here. And finally, what I've done? Terminated the cluster. Folks, I created the cluster. I opened the Spark shell and executed S3 job. I opened Spark shell with Snowflake and executed the Snow job. And I opened Spark shell and executed a Web API job. I opened Spark shell with Elasticsearch connector, executed the master job. Finally, I terminated the cluster. Everything is manual. Yes or no, all of you? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Everything is manual. Please check. But how to automate this? Batch 41. Are you with me so far? I know some of the things you may not understood, but high level, did you understand this diagram? High level.
Yes, yes, I.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Now, don't worry about transformations, rejects, replace. No. Leave it. High level, this diagram should be understandable. That's it. This diagram should be understandable. That's it. Right. Now, the good part is I took a backup of the entire code. Did I took a backup of entire code? All of you? All the
Yes.
codes.
Yes.
I took a backup of the entire, all the jobs. But right now, I have to automate it. What I have to do, folks? Tell me. I have to automate.
Automate.
Now check. Folks, development is completed. Development is completed. But remember, I manually created the cluster. I manually opened a Spark shell and executed S3 job. I manually opened a Spark shell with Snowflake connector and executed a Snow job. I manually opened Pyspark shell and executed Web API job. And I manually opened Pyspark shell and executed master job. And I manually terminated, which is very much irritating in my words. Tell me.
Manual work.
Manually. Is it not very much, very awkward? Manually. Yes, and all of you?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes. Now what shall we do? We will automate it.
Automate it.
Folks, let me go to S3. Let me go to S3. Let's delete all these 4 folders. Shall we delete it? All of you right now? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Let's achieve it with automation. Let's achieve it with automation. I'm deleting all the 3 folders. All the 4 folders. Delete it. I'm permanently deleting. I have deleted all the 4 jobs. All the 4 folders. But the desk folder is available. That's okay. Have it. It's currently empty. It's currently empty. Now, I will automate it. But to automate these jobs, all of you, to automate these jobs, I need 4 py files. What I need, folks? Tell me. I need 4 py files. Can you see? Did you see at the left side? I created 4 py files. Folks, did you see at the left side? I created 4 py files. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Actually, the first py file is what? The first py file is what? Tell me. S3. Let me remove all the backup. Yeah. Totally 4 py files I have created. What are the 4 py files you see in the left side and also here? S3.
Snow.
Master API.
PY.
Master.
Now, I'll go to the first S3 py file. I'll go to the first S3 py file and I'll copy the S3 code here. I've copied what? All of you? S3 code here. Then I'll go to snow.py. Then I'll go to snow.py. I'll copy which job here? Tell me. Snow job.
Snowflake
No,
job.
no.
Snowflake.
Snow job comments. Then I'll go to api.py and place what?
Copy. Code.
API.
API job. And I'll go to master.py and I'll finally keep what? All of you?
Master.
Master job.
Master job. Done. But just for a change, let's change the name. Let's not go to Devra. Any other trending in this week? Don't tell me Johnny Master. Any other trending?
Game changer. Game changer.
Game change.
Laddu, Tirumal Laddu.
Hey, please, yeah.
Tirumala.
You know, Pawan Kalyan fan, I don't want to make it fun. Yeah.
India test match.
You
Okay. Sorry, do one thing. My life was very trending this week with 2 things. One is production issue. Other one is resume reviews. Okay. Let's create an index known as what? Shall we create like this? All of you? Yes? Yes. So all the backup code, I filled it in how many py files? Tell me. All the backup code, I filled in how many py files?
4.
4 py files. 4 py files. I put the entire code in 4 py files. 1 sec. Site count. Oh shit. Yes, site count. Okay. Anyway, I think it will work. We'll see. Fine. Now, all of you have a check. 4 py files, I kept all my required code. Now, what I'll do, I will go to S3 and create a folder known as py files. What's the folder I'm creating here? All of you?
Py files.
Py files. And all these py files, I'm going to copy to whom? Where I'm going to copy this all py files? Tell me. To Amazon?
S3.
Yes. Right. Upload. I'm copying all these 4 py files. See all these py files. API master. It will not be. Okay, let me do one. Let me copy paste it. All right. Now all these py files, I'm copying it to where? All of you. To what? To an Amazon S3. Upload. Now, my py files are ready. Folks, do my py files are ready here? All my py files are ready?
Yes,
Correct?
sir.
Yes.
Nice.
Now, now I'm going to introduce you to the actual hero of today's session. I'm going to introduce you the actual hero of today's session, who is going to create the cluster, who is going to execute all these 4 jobs. It is going to terminate the cluster. I'm going to show you the actual hero of today's session. Step functions. Who is going to create a cluster, execute all these py files, and is going to terminate the cluster? Who is it?
Step function.
Step functions. Right? This guy is going to do many things right now. What the step functions are going to do, right? There is someone known as step functions. What step functions will do? It will orchestrate the entire jobs. What step function is going to help us? It will create a cluster. It will run all the 4 jobs and it will terminate the cluster. How, Sai? Can you show it to me? Shall I show you all of you? Ready? Yeah?
Yes, sir. Ready.
Yeah. This is your step function. This is already created step function. But I'll show you how I created also, at least the beginning. You have to use the create state mission. All right? Create state mission. Folks, did you see something here? Kind of a flow here, right? Basically. Tell me, what is your first step you have to do to automate it? What's the first step?
Creating a
Exactly.
Creating cluster.
You have to create an EMR cluster. Drag in your left side. There is a create cluster command. You just have to drag and drop. Make sense, all of you, what I mean? Actually,
Yes,
getting
sir.
it, right? And you can fill the details. What are the information you want? You can fill here, service role and everything. You have to fill the details. After creating a cluster, what you have to do? You have to run a first py file. It's an add step. Folks, it's an add step. Add step. After that, S3 job gets completed. You have to run what? Tell me. Snow job. After that, you will run the API job.
API job.
Then you will run the
Main job.
Master job.
And finally, once everything is completed, what will you do?
Terminate.
Terminate the EMR.
cluster.
Terminate the EMR cluster. One sec. There is terminate here.
Elasticsearch.
No, that's a part of code, right? That's a part of code, right? Terminate cluster. Simple. Yes or no, folks? You got my point? How you have to build the orchestration. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Create a cluster, add step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Finally, what do you have to do? You have to terminate the cluster.
Terminate.
But anyway, this is how we built it. But let me use the existing function. Let me show you the existing function. Did you see a EMR cluster manager already? All right. Now, check. I already built it. I already built the this flowchart. Let me show you the flowchart. All of you. Batch 41, I'll explain it tomorrow. Understand this flowchart. What's the first step I'm doing here? Tell me. What I'm first time I'm doing.
Creating EMR
Cluster.
And I'm waiting for what?
To be created.
Capture cluster to become
Once a cluster start running, what I'm submitting here?
S3
Job.
Once S3 job is completed, what I'm submitting here?
Snowflakes job.
This one.
API job.
API job. Once API job is completed, what I'm triggering here?
Snow
job.
job.
Once the snow job gets completed, right? What I'm triggering here?
Master
job.
master job.
Once master job is completed, what I'm asking to do?
Terminate.
Terminate.
Is it full orchestration ready? All of you? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Folks, I filled everything at the back end. It's a big XML file. I filled it. This is a big file. I filled it. But don't worry about it. Consider this one. I already configured. Tomorrow I'll show you. Batch 41 tomorrow I'll show you. But my orchestration is very easy. I'm starting it. I'm creating a cluster. Once a cluster starts running, I have to trigger S3 job. Once S3 job starts working, I have to submit API job. Once ABS job completed, I have to trigger Snow job. Once Snow job is completed, I have to trigger master job. Once master job is completed, I have to finally terminate the cluster. End. Fine. Let's trigger this. Folks, do I have any clusters running here? Any cluster running here? Here. All of you?
No, sir. No.
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 Now, I'll go to state mission. Did you see execute button here? Execute on the right side.
Yes.
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 Execute. Look at the execute here. Now see, I'm going to hit this execute. The work will start. Check, all of you. Execute. Start execution. Shoot. That's it. Cluster started running. Execution started successfully. You got the point, all of you? Actually. Yes?
Yes.
Now, if I go to EMR and refresh the page, you will see a cluster is running. Makes sense, all of you here? What I'm showing here. Right? Actually. Now, what will happen? Cluster starts shortly. Once the cluster turns to waiting state, automatically S3 job will start. Once S3 job is completed, automatically API jobs will start. Once API job is completed, automatically Snow job will start. After Snow job is completed, automatically master job starts. Once master job is completed, automatically cluster gets terminated.
Terminate.
Any issues, we'll handle it, folks. Any issues, if you face, we'll handle it. But see, I can show you the status also. Each job status, each job logs, everything I'll show you. 10 minutes will complete. How is the session today? Folks, I know it's pretty big session, but understandable, right, all of you? Actually.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
For in a very high level. I'm not expecting you to go deep. Tomorrow it's a deep session. But first I created a cluster. I read from S3, written to S3. I read from Snowflake, I written to Snowflake. I read from Web API and written to Snowflake. Sorry, S3. After everything is completed, I used one master Spark job, read from all intermediate data, written to S3 and Elasticsearch. But everything I've done what? Basically. I've executed everything manually. But to automate it, I copied all the jobs code and created how many files? How many Py files? 4 Py files.
4 by 5.
And I kept this Py files in S3 and seeked help from whom to automate it. Who helping us right now?
Step function.
Functions.
Right? It's a pretty big one. All of you, don't worry about it. All right. Tomorrow I'll tell you what step function is internally doing, that I'll tell you. Right? What internal step function is doing, I'll tell you tomorrow. Now it is starting the cluster. Once cluster turns to waiting state, all of you, once cluster turns to waiting state, I'll not automate anything. I will not manually automate everything. First job will execute, second job will execute, third, fourth job will execute. Finally, jobs gets terminated, it will come out. Right? I just clicked what in step functions? I just clicked what to start the work? I just clicked
Execute.
I just clicked start execution.
Execution.
Just start execution. The work started. Now see, now work is not only started, cluster creation is automated. After some time, if I go inside, there are steps here. Steps. In these steps, you will see S3 job will start. Completed. Snowflake job will start. Completed. API job will start. Gets completed. Master jobs gets completed. But we have to wait till the cluster turns to waiting. Folks, did you see cluster turn to waiting? All of you?
Yes.
Yes? Cluster turn to waiting.
Yes.
See the status of this in step function. See the status of this in step function. We are in which step, folks? Tell me. We are in which step now? EMR cluster created, yes or no? All of you. Created. It was
Yes.
continuously checking the cluster state. Finally, we reached what? Cluster into running state. Now, what is the next job got submitted? Tell me.
S3.
S3.
See, it's visible. S3 job just submitted. See, S3 job just submitted. If I go back and check the EMR, right? If I go here and check under steps, you will see S3 job started. Makes sense, all of you? Did you see the job started? Automatically. Actually. Yes, the job started. Slowly after S3 job, API jobs gets launched. After API job, Snow job gets launched. After Snow job, Master job gets launched. And it will terminate the cluster. Any issues, will handle it. Batch 41 folks, tomorrow also we have time. Just telling you. But it is very much visible in step function itself. It's very much visible in step function itself. Is it easy to understand, all of you, actually? Right? Step by step.
Sai, where you navigate for this?
One sec. Mike. I'll come, Mike. See, it's a big story. Tomorrow we'll definitely sit. But S3 job is started. It is waiting for what? Folks, it is waiting for completion. Right? It is waiting for completion. It is already should have started. Folks, first job is completed. Did you see? S3 job is completed. Yes or no? All of you?
Yes.
Yes. S3 job is completed. So if I go back and check the test folder, right? Total amount data is available now. Is this proving the first job is completed? Yes, actually.
Yes. Yes.
Done.
Yes.
Right? Now, what is the second step? What is the second step we should have started? Tell me.
Snowflake.
Check the job status. Within few seconds, which gets started now? Next part. Tell me. API job. I'm not doing anything. I'm just listening. Everything is taking care of automatically. Which job is running now? All of you.
API job.
API job. If you check here, API job should have started already. Can you see API job is started? Actually. See, I'm just listening this. That's it. I'm not automating anything. I just triggered start execution and sitting idle. Cluster started, cluster went to running state. First job completed. Second job is getting started. Within few seconds, Snow job will be completed. Within few seconds, Master job gets completed. Within few seconds, the cluster gets terminated. How is the entire automation, folks? Understandable? Actually? Yes? Folks, cluster is available. Once the cluster turns to waiting and running state, the steps get started. Under steps, you will see the status. Folks, what happened to the second step? Or which job got completed?
API.
API is completed. Now, if I come here and check, customer API will be available. Make sense, all of you? In the desk folder? Yes or no?
Yes.
See, we are just listening it. Whatever we covered in the last 2 hours, 45 minutes, within 15 minutes, everything is getting completed. Correct? All of you? You understood the magic here, actually? Yes? Now, the next job should have... Now, let's go to execution. Let's see this. All right? Let's see this. First, cluster got started. Once a cluster turned running state, S3 job started. Seems API job is completed. Within few seconds, once API job is completed, what gets started? What
No.
started? Did you see it got changed? All of you?
Yes.
Basically, Snow job started. If I go back and check, Snow job should have started by now. See, Snow job started. I'm not doing anything. I'm just silently listening it. What it is doing? It is doing automatically. How is this automation, folks? Visually, is it good to see? All of you? Yeah.
Yes.
Batch 41, folks, for the next 3-4 weeks, this is our work. You understood? For next 3 weeks, this is our work. digging deep into S3, digging deep into EMR, digging deep into EC2, digging deep into step functions. Whatever we are going to see for the next 2 weeks or 3, I'm showing in a single session. What are steps mean? What is key pair mean? Everything I'm showing. I'm just showing you. Right? Currently, this is running. Once this is completed, master job gets launched. Once this is completed, master job gets launched. Once master job is also completed, cluster goes to termination state. Cluster go to termination state.
Sai, this is Bala there. One doubt.
Kindly wait,
Is
Bala.
it
Kindly wait. Kindly wait. Kindly wait.
Okay.
Yeah. Folks, what happened to the snow job also? Tell me, what happened to the snow job?
It's completed.
So, if I come back and check, site count is also available. Correct, all of you? Done.
Yes.
Let's go to execution panel. Let's go to execution panel. Now, snow job is also completed. I think it will update it. Once the snow job is completed, what gets launched finally? What gets launched?
Master job.
Master job.
Let's wait for it. Now, I'm not doing anything. I'm just casually sitting and watching the entire game. Check. Now, the next job gets launched. Within few seconds, the next job gets launched. All right. So, folks, first I tested the entire code. Then I created the py file. Then I created what, folks? Then I created what? Then I have created the py file. Once py file is ready, I put that py files into S3 bucket and I created an orchestration in which service? Which service I create an orchestration? Tell
Step
me.
function.
Step
Step
function.
function.
Step function.
I create an orchestration in the
Step
step
function.
functions. I suspect master job might fail. We'll see. I suspect something that let's find. Let's see. I'm suspecting an error. We'll see. All right. So within few seconds, your master job will start. That's it. Folks, what is getting launched now? What is running now? Tell me. Master job.
Master job.
Master job.
Right? It's currently in which job? All of you? Master job. Everything is going as per the plan. See? First, we created the EMR cluster. Right? Then it waited till it running. Once it started running, S3 job got launched. Once it started, API job got launched. Once it is done, Snowflake job got launched. Once finally, which job is running? Final job.
Master job.
Master job.
Master job.
Once this master job is completed, cluster goes to terminates. Let's wait. Last 2 minutes. It's done. Last 2 minutes it is done. Let's see. Yeah. Mostly I think it will be done. If you face issues, we'll see. Oh, perfect. Folks, all the jobs are completed. Yes or no? Yes. All the
Yes.
jobs are completed. You will see final customer here. You will see the final customer here in S3. And if you go to Elasticsearch, you will see a new index known as prod. What is the index we created? All of you, tell me.
Prod resume.
Prod resume, right? Prod resume. It'll create another table known as prod resume, and it should have written the data. All right. The cluster launched. First job submitted, completed. Second job submitted, completed. Third snow job submitted, completed. Master job ran, completed. What is the last thing left? Tell me, what is the last thing left?
Termination of the cluster.
Cluster termination. Let's see what is the status in execution panel. So where are we right now? It's almost. It completed, but it's time for the status. It's completed for us visually, but it is getting the status from the Elastic from EMR. Once it got, what it will do immediately? It will terminate the paste. How is this whole execution, folks? Understandable? Whole automation.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Tomorrow, we are going to dive very deep into this concept. All right. It required one more execution. That required a lot of execution here. Folks, you may have 100 questions now. I know. But every question will be answered tomorrow. That's 41. Because without understanding the back end of it, you cannot understand that. So we'll see. Definitely we'll see. Folks, did you see that? What happening to the cluster automatically? Tell me.
Terminating.
Termination.
Terminate.
Terminate. Terminating the whole cluster after the job. So let's see the panel. Oh. All greens, all of you. All greens.
Yes.
Finally done. Full entire orchestration is done. So first, I have executed all the Pyspark jobs individually. Then I completed my development. Then I created a Py files, kept it in S3, orchestrated it. Shoot. Who made the entire magic? Who made the entire magic?
Step functions.
Step function.
Step
In that step
function.
function, I just clicked what? I just clicked what? I just click
Start
Start
execution.
Start the execution.
right? Start execution. Shall we start one more time?
Yes.
Sai.
Schedule.
Just for your
From
sake.
where you get that
Folks,
flowchart?
just for your sake. Ankuri, I'll definitely show you tomorrow. Okay? Don't worry. Yeah. So start execution. And again, I'm clicking the start execution. You'll see another cluster is creating. Did you see that, all of you? Simple. You're getting it or not, all of you? I just started again.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's simple, the work start.
Yes.
Again, this job cluster will start, run S3 job, run Snow job, run API job, run master job, terminates. This we'll see folks, you may get not just, I'm terminating it. Okay. So, today's execution, you may get multiple questions in mind. I know. But today is not the day for questions, okay? Tomorrow, we'll dive very deep and get things done. But what I can gift you today, I'll export this graph and give it to you. Okay, folks? This is a sign that we completed what we have completed today. Okay? All of you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Fine. How is the session, by the way? I know it's a pretty heavy, but you understood the importance of step-by-step process. All of you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yes, sir.
Next, tomorrow is going to be more interesting than today. Batch 41. Batch 40, folks, I know that you connected today. Thanks a lot for connecting today. All right. Hope you enjoyed the step function session. Yep. At least old batch, folks.
Wonderful, sir.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful,
Yes,
sir.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yes, sir.
It is improving.
Good, sir. Thank you.
what is improving? Sorry.
Improving basically, yeah, adding the new things
Oh,
like
okay.
step
Thanks,
functions,
Amar.
all these things. Yeah.
Amar, batch 27. You're from batch 27, right?
Yes, exactly.
I'm
Okay.
from batch 40.
Batch 40. Anyway, things has changed a lot, so we are improving every batch. So
Yes,
obviously,
yes. Market is rapidly changing.
exactly.
Yeah.
We are changing it accordingly.
Yes.
So thanks a lot. Old batch folks, don't worry. What I can do for you, right now itself, okay?
Please
Now
allow
itself,
coming
I
batches.
will step
Batch
function.
37, sir.
No, one sec. What I can do for you, I will zip all this right now immediately because after that I'll not get time. So let me do it immediately now. This is step function code. All right. Batch 41, I can sit with you tomorrow because old batch folks may not be connected tomorrow. So let me do it quick to them. Oh, which directory are? Stay on mute, folks. Stay on mute. Stay on mute. Stay on mute. Stay on mute. Folks, all of you stay on mute. This is step function code. All right. So this is step function code. And code I gave you, step function code I gave you. Graph I'll forward you. I can also upload the graph. right? So, Arey, yaar, staying in mute. What is the problem to stay on mute for some time? What is the problem? So API master has 3 jobs, no jobs, step function code, step function graph. What did we discuss today? This you can. Let me stop the Elasticsearch domain because that's you can use Snowflake, but Elasticsearch is costly for me. So let me terminate it first. Yeah. So all these files I'm sending you straight away in the Zoom chat. Download it, okay? To everyone. Old batch folks can also be able to download. I sent you folks. Thanks a lot for old batch folks for connecting today. I believe you enjoyed the session today. Yeah, last thing, the cashbacks will start another 10 days for batch 42. Regarding the reference, please ask them to call me. Thanks a lot, folks, who joined today. Thanks a lot. Batch 41, folks, you may get how much 100 of questions, but don't worry, tomorrow we'll sit deeper. Other than that, any blockers, you can stay back. Other than that, regarding today's session, other than that, you can stay back and raise your hands. Others can leave. Thanks a lot, all of you. Hope you enjoyed the session. Tomorrow, we dive very deep into today's topic. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Folks, give me a couple of minutes. I'll be back. Folks, let's get started. With kind request, folks, no questions on today's session. After handling it deep tomorrow, we'll handle it, folks. Go ahead, Chandra. Chandra. Last time, Chandra. Karthik.
Sorry, I am facing one issue in the Eclipse.
Share your screen. Karthik. Nowhere related to batch 41, Karthik. Only 41, please. No, batch 41, please. Utilize the doubt session, Karthik. Doubt sessions are always open, Karthik. As I already told you. I'm just waiting for batch 41 to ask questions. Only batch 41 is allowed to ask the questions, please. Go ahead, Rahul Malviya.
Sai, I'm having a doubt regarding one of the topics in Gold video. So, what is accumulators and broadcast variables, and how it is different from broadcast join?
Broadcast join and broadcast variables are same. All right.
Okay.
But if it is a broadcast variable, we'll take a data frame and do a broadcast of. Instead of giving it, while I'm doing a broadcast join itself, I can give. Both syntaxes are correct.
Okay.
Broadcast join and broadcast variables both are same. No difference.
And accumulators, Sai?
Accumulators are the counters. What happens? Imagine I have two blocks in two nodes.
Okay.
What I'll do? Imagine I want to index both the blocks. Got it?
Right.
Now, instead of making every data to come into a single block and starting the index, accumulator will run the counters. Hey, what is the count of it? What is the count of the block? Then distributedly it will start indexing the data. That's what we call as a shared variables. Getting it, Rahul?
Okay. So it's not used that much, or what? Like
Accumulators are very less, very less. Broadcast is more.
Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Folks, I repeat, only batch 41 to be on, please. Only batch 41 to ask questions, please. FIFA, go ahead.
Side is regarding the resume review.
It's already posted?
Yeah, I've already posted. I haven't got my name
No.
for slot.
If you have 80 to 90 pending, you'll get the slot of FIFA.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Swapna?
Yes, same. This
You'll
is
get the slot,
regarding.
Swapna. Not yet completed.
Thank you.
Kaushik?
Yes, I got an interview call, so I am just I want to know how to explain projects.
Wait for tomorrow, Kaushik.
Project passage.
Tomorrow, Kaushik.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Mike?
Okay. Sai, can we include AWS Glue also in this?
Glue is not a big data environment, Mike. It's an ETL. Right? So, we majorly focusing on big data. What is big data environment? Obviously, it's a distributed environment, which is EMR. Glue doesn't come in a distributed environment. Got it, Mike?
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Thank you. Avinash?
Sir, I have one doubt in question that for 100 GB of data, how will I decide number of executor and driver?
See, number of executors and drivers doesn't decide the sizes. But what is the ideal way is 100 GB, right?
Yes.
100 GB is equal to
800. Like if you
800
divide by
blocks, right? 800
yes.
blocks.
Yes.
If I have 800 blocks, I will distribute my core. Okay, do one thing. I have 5 cores assigned.
Okay.
Each core will take a block. Okay. 800 divided by cores.
160.
160.
Yes.
So 160 executors, 5 cores. Simple. According to the executors, you can get the memory. Yeah.
And sir, one more doubt. I have one interview for EMR and Spark. So what kind of question like we can expect in EMR?
Tomorrow, project passage, Avinash. Tomorrow, I'll tell you everything. Okay. Tomorrow, we are going to discuss half an hour for project passage. Don't worry about it. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Rupesh?
Sai, I have multiple questions. Sorry if I'm over. I mean, daily scenarios I think we didn't get like last week.
No, why we
The other
gave,
one is
did we complete all the Python tutorials?
it's a few more are there. Sai.
That's why I gave the time, Rupesh. Can we complete it first?
Yeah, okay. And can we use history command in the Pyspark shell to copy the code?
Which command? History.
History, yeah.
History only the Unix one. Inside shell it will not show.
Okay. And can we run jobs in parallel as well in the orchestration? I see that sequence.
Possible, but it's very tedious because resources get shared. Every job gets locked.
Do we consider this one in real time, parallel? I mean,
unless until you increase scale the cluster more, big cluster. Tomorrow I'll answer Rupesh regarding today's session. Tomorrow I'll answer. Any other questions?
And the last one is updated the resume.
Send the resume.
Upload
the review is already done, right?
Yeah, review is done.
Rupesh, we can review only once, Rupesh. If you still want, just send it in WhatsApp and review there and let you know if possible. Okay. Sure. Thank you, Lahari.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah.
My doubt is regarding the resume review. It's already done, but I was unable to speak by that time. So you already told me to upload the start date from October, correct? But my start date was December. From December, I have everything like payslip and
I
all.
understand, Lahari. Just to get more calls, in Naukri, should have asked you to update it. No need to change in resume. Okay, Lahari. Right?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because of
Okay.
2 months, I don't want you to lose the calls. Simple.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Thank you.
Okay. Subhashri.
Yeah, hi, say good evening. Say I have one silly doubt actually. Say for big in big data as we're storing like for storage we are using HDFS. So in cloud we are using S3 and all means that XDFS architecture is there in S3?
No. S3. Still, it's a cloud question. Subhashri, we are going to handle
No.
it.
I am asking. Okay,
No,
okay.
it's a cloud question. Ultimately, it's a cloud question, but that's okay.
Okay,
So,
say
different
sorry.
story. They use a different distributed environment. By the time the S3 topic starts, I'll tell you. Thank you.
Okay, say okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Venkat. Venkat. Last time,
Yeah,
Venkat.
yeah, Sai. Actually, I have posted a resume, so I didn't get a chance. They
you
called
posted
me
it?
at. Sorry.
When you posted it?
It's been posted on Monday, but they called me at. I'm in US actually. They called me at afternoon session. I couldn't able to join that actually.
You'll get the slot. Don't worry. Okay, I'll tell you. Yeah.
And one more thing,
I
Sai.
need only batch 41 to raise a hand. Mike, hope you understand, please. Hope you understand, please, Mike. Please. Yeah. Go ahead, Mike, please.
And one more thing, Sai. Today you have posted me the boss story, right? I mean the kind of requirement, analyzing everything, right? Can I get it in the WhatsApp, Sai? Because I have an interview on GCP. I just want to convert into GCP.
Okay, I'm sending that.
Yeah, thanks, Sai. That's it.
Vikas,
Hi, Sai.
tell me, Vikas.
Sai, I have some doubt regarding my experience. Can I talk to you here or I can connect personally with you?
It's up to you. If you want to ask, you can ask. It's up to you. I'm okay with it.
Sai, I have around 5 years of experience, but not in IT field. And for each company, I have experience later. So how I can show off them
Yes, the resume review is already done, right?
Yeah, that thing done. But
I see that I already sent you the updated resume. Now, what is the query?
Sai, suppose I selected for any company, they will ask me the experience later and all of that.
Exactly provide all the same experience letters as I already told you during BGB. Then just check whether you work or not. Because so don't worry. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, Sai.
Because non-ITs are not new to me. Because so don't worry about it. Okay. Let's wait for tomorrow. I'll explain the project passage and
I had doubt every experience letter they are mentioning our role now. So that was that thing.
Because this is a repetitive question.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
But still, I'll answer it. But I should not get this question after shouting continuously for 3 hours. That too, if it's a genuine question, I'm okay with it. It's a repetitive question. During resume review session, I told you already. During the resume building session also, I told. Any non-ITs can come to IT showing their own experience itself. During background check verification, they only check whether you work or not. They'll not check whether it's an IT or non-IT. Thank you, because my voice is not coming. We'll talk from. Thank you, folks. Yeah.